Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, join our cult. Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Weekly podcast with Jack, Ross and Eckies. All here, all ready to talk a bit of wrestling, but mostly twaddle for the next 6.5 hours, like all the other ones. So Jack, how the hell are you doing, mate?
I'm alright. I'm not built for this weather. It's very hot in Newcastle today. Apparently, there are temperatures approaching 30 degrees over this weekend, so I'm really scared.
Get out of town. I'm not here for that. I am not here for that.
But, you know, we'll see how it goes, I guess.
I wasn't sure if you were just adjusting something there, Ross, so you're doing like a Liam Gallagher thing with the mic.
Sunshine. No, I'm just adjusting. I'm in new settings today because of various factors at play. But yeah, just a new studio thing with a chair at a different height. I need to sit down proper low to get into the microphone and have no echo. So it's taking a bit of getting used to, Maffew. It's I'm rattled this morning. Rattled I am.
Oh, you do sound good though.
Oh, thank you. No one's ever said that before.
How are you, Maffew?
Your mouth, your voice is so annoying, Ross. Why do you speak like that? Can it help it?
Oh yeah, that's why loads of people listen to this. Oh, I hate Ross for me. Oh, the voice, the audio. I'm doing great, Jack. Thank you for asking. I love the sun. I love the fact that I can do stuff with the sun, play with the sun, beat the sun at Streets of Rage 4. All the cool things. The sun is my friend because I do not have hay fever.
I'm your friend.
Don't even start me about hay fever this year. I don't know if it's a side effect potentially to the Pfizer vaccine, but since I've had my vaccine, my hay fever tolerance has just gone, woo, straight through the floor. And the drugs, the Verve, that song, The Drugs Don't Work, that was written about hay fever tablets in the year 2021. They do nothing these days.
I invested in a nasal spray this year, and it's changed my life a little bit. It hasn't totally cured me or anything, but it's made it a lot more bearable.
How deep do you go with the nozzle into the nostril?
I was scared when I first did it, but actually, you don't go that far up. You just kind of put it inside, and then just 2 in each nostril.
So there's two Liam Gallagher references so far: the sunshine, and then 2 in each nostril.
Oh, I thought you meant inside, but right, yeah. Because I was doing like a garage MC inside the. Richard's listening. He knows. He gets it. He gets that sort of thing. He loves it.
Richard hears you. Richard doesn't care.
No, not so.
In the news this week.
That'll be on his headstone.
Can I just say that we've got this is a momentous occasion. Easy for me to say because this potentially I've been led to believe is the last Zoom podcast.
Oh, really?
Oh, because we're... Yeah.
I wasn't talking about this. Oh, is that potentially?
I mean, Richard was in the vicinity yesterday testing out lights and whatnot, and I said, Richard, is next week's podcast going to be in person? And he said, which is Geordie for, yes, it is, Ross.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? We all get together and it's at the height of hay fever. So I'm like, isn't this great and wonderful? And you two are like, yeah.
I'll bring a brolly or something next week and you'll be getting splattered.
Yeah, Maffew, why are you still wearing a mask? Oh, it's covered in phlegm and whatever comes out of you. But yes, the wrestling news. We'll start off with the negative stuff first. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Say that again. Paul Orndorff. Every time I said his name, I got it right. But of course, we're recording and mess it up on his bloody obituary. Known to generations of fans as the villainous and tenacious Mr. Bastard. Passed away Monday from presently undisclosed causes at age 71. And God, I enjoyed watching a bit of Orndorff. I loved him in WCW. That's how I got introduced to him. As Mr. Wonderful. He's so wonderful. Coming out with a little mirror and going, yeah, I'm wonderful, all right. But then, thanks to stuff like the network and The Cock, you can go back and see what a big deal Hogan versus Orndorff was. Because if you watch WWE stuff, they have this weird way of rewriting their own history and stuff. You think there's like the way they shorten things and go blah, 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 Hogan beat the Iron Sheik, blah, 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 Hogan, blah, 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 Andre the Giant. The whole Orndorff thing doesn't get that much of a mention unless you're a diehard fan who remembers it. It's not really brought up, but they did do the big event in Toronto and threw it of like
65,000 that was, or something like that. Yeah.
Which is absolutely nothing to sniff at. No offense, Ross and Jack. So, Orndorff, someone
because of hay fever.
Yes, because of
sounded a bit suspect.
Sorry, pal. So, Orndorff is someone you can really enjoy if you're a wrestling historian. Want to go back and see some of the classic stuff. The first proper Hogan gets betrayed by a friend, because Hogan was a team with Orndorff, and the segments are great because he's like, I rang you at the gym, Hogan, and you didn't answer. And he says, yeah, but I was pressing 600 pounds, brother. I couldn't do it with one hand and go, hello. He's like, all right. But it's all right. We're okay tonight, though, aren't we? Yeah.
Hey,
we're all right, Hogan. We're all right. Nails him with a pile driver.
It's a sobering thought to think that if text messaging or maybe, Facey B Messenger was around, they would have been still friends, and maybe the WWF, as we know it, wouldn't be around today. But I went back and watched that heel turn. The match, it's a tag team match where it happens, and just the boos are absolutely fantastic. It's because you're thinking, like, what would, like, 1985, 86, something like that? It would have been around about that time, something like that.
Probably, I think.
Or 84?
I don't know exactly. Yeah.
So around that time, whatever year it was.
Yeah,
it would have been
WrestleMania 1, so WrestleMania 84, yeah.
84, yeah. It would have been a lot of people's first, like, proper big heel turn that they've seen on a level such as that. So, yeah, he was good as a babyface and a heel, because I've gone back and watched some of his stuff, because he was a bit before my time, admittedly, but he was either heel or babyface. He was fantastic, wasn't he?
Yeah. Was it one of the first, probably, like, big turns as well, in, like, the big era of wrestling? He might be one of the first big turns.
In the Hogan era, yeah. I mean, beforehand there'd been Zbyszko, Bruno. But then, which Larry still gets hate for to this day, which I think is amazing. But I think that, especially when they were doing stuff like Real American starts playing, it's Orndorff making his way to the ring. I expected someone else.
Oh my God. He did that. Like Punk and Jeff Hardy and all them. Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah, and that led all the way up to WrestleMania 1, because obviously Roddy Piper was there, and Bob Orton, stuff like the we hate Hogan club. That's what he's most known for. And if you're obviously a fan of that, there's so much there. The Hogan Orndorff cage match, where Orndorff's about to escape, but then Hogan grabs his hair and pulls him back in. Jesse Ventura's legendary call, if Orndorff was bald, he'd be WWF champion now. And he's just one of those reliable dudes who popped up in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Herb Abrams' UWF, WCW to wrestle the Renegade, bless him. Yeah, big fan of Orndorff, and R.I.P. to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
WWE not punishing Jimmy Uso following arrest. Jimmy Uso, you remember a few weeks ago when Jimmy Uso had that thing, and then people were like, well, let's see what happens. And he came out SmackDown and no mention was made of it, and everyone's just carrying on. According to Dave Meltzer, I know. He says there's stuff that's in the plans that they feel is far too important and they don't want to screw it up. And that's the answer. But yeah, you would think third time bad luck, no acknowledgement of it. Gotta pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah,
they'll get to it down the line, won't they? Surely, if they've got big old plans that are leading somewhere in the future, I guess it's okay as long as they sort it out down the line. There was that bit on SmackDown this week where it looked like Jey Uso pulled back the curtain, where he was like, pull yourself together, Bonnie lad. Let's do the wrestling like we know we can. Something like a little pep talk, which it felt a bit real to me. Damn it, but I don't know. It seems like he needs a helping hand, doesn't he? Big old Jim.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's obviously don't know the situation inside out, but just the signs all seem that way, don't they? Weren't there rumours that it could be potentially linked to The Rock, and that's why they don't want to change anything if The Rock's coming in? Because his storyline, I just read it somewhere, I can't remember where, but reports suggested, Maffew.
I wonder how that even works. You know what? Without him, The Rock angle just doesn't work.
Maybe it's very intricately booked. I don't know.
This is bollocks already. WWE has upcoming plans.
I know, that's the thing.
Lie. WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle never heard back about training role. He was on the Kurt Angle show, starring Kurt Angle. Triple H contacted me about 7 months ago and wanted me to help out down in NXT. Wanted me to be a trainer. And then he said, hey, all I need you to do is go over stuff with talent. You can do it at home from your computer, do a Zoom call, just go through tapes of their match, tell them what they did right and wrong. I said I'd be interested, and I never heard back from him.
I'm completely fine with that, maybe, because now Kurt Angle is setting up celebrity MMA matches with Conor McGregor and stuff like that. Matches that would never happen if he was signed to WWE, the Performance Center.
You called out Conor McGregor?
Oh, on Twitter, he was like, you broke your ankle, did you fanny? I won't let it go with a broken neck. Now, to me, admittedly, I might have jumped the gun there, but to me, that had me thinking of Kurt Angle getting in the octagon or a boxing ring or something like that with Conor McGregor. And I'm all here for it, I am.
Oh, God.
If Jake Paul can do it, anyone can. Well, not anyone. He's a stellar athlete and also an arsehole. But,
Jake Paul, yeah. He's yet to... Sorry to make this about Jake Paul. He's yet to box anyone who can box, but we'll see.
I mean, they're all pro wrestling, aren't they? They're all just, we'll do this out there, just have a little spar and then take it to the distance and walk home with boatloads of cash.
That was Logan Paul.
Doesn't Jake do the same thing?
Jake knocks people out, just people who've never boxed before.
Well,
yeah.
Ben Askren walked into that one. He took it, but he walked into it. He wasn't.
He walked right into the bank.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great seeing this new breed of faker than wrestling genre coming out.
It could have hit bigger heights than it has so far because, of course, there was Fame MMA around about 2018 time, and they approached a certain 6'4" Tory. Adam Pachiti's name is. I don't think they could find anyone to fight him in the end because obviously it's about size and reach and all that sort of stuff.
I'm sure we must have mentioned this before. I'm scared talking about it, but the company's not. I mean,
no, Pachiti insulted them on the podcast. He's already done a job of airing them.
So he'd just get updates now and then, like, "Hi Adam, your opponent is now Dapper Laughs," and he'd be like, "What's going on?"
I loved it today. Walked in, he goes, "Your opponent is Harvey from Solid Crew."
MC Harvey,
and he was like, "Oh, I reckon I could take him. He's a bit old." I'm like, "Adam, he's part of the Solid Crew."
But then we found some like YouTube clip of him like. Harvey, who's like 40 in that, but he's actually really trim and stuff, and it's just footage of him just like bang, 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 and Adam was like, "Oh no." It was really good.
Yeah, Pachiti, who doesn't do any exercise, actually thought, I'll just get you to fight somebody. Can I fight Harvey Price?
It was more for the exposure, wasn't it? No, MC Harvey, man.
I've misread the contract, it's off.
It was more for the exposure, wasn't it? Like, I think that's why he was doing it. Maybe he was going to make a video out of his training, but as it got nearer and nearer, it would have ended up where he'd have got noticed with like 3 or 4 weeks to the fight. He would have been like a fish out of water. It would have been scary.
He got 4 weeks before he was told that he was wait, that doesn't make any sense. He would have known he was fighting somebody.
It sounds like the organization was. It sounds like the organization was just a mess, and they were just like scrambling. I mean, I'm not going to reveal too much, but had I been offered what Adam was offered, I would have had my jaw broken for that. Like, I'd have got him with anyone.
Okay.
Oh my word! I'm not surprised he wanted to take it, but they were only after him and possibly Jen. Maybe I don't think she ever heard from them. I think they just asked Adam, like, "We might be in touch with Jen." So obviously,
Jen was supposed to get in there with MC Harvey. It would have been a bloodbath on MC Harvey's part.
She was meant to fight Lisa Maffew. I think that
Miss Dynamite.
Why were me and Ross not offered a fight? Not each other.
We're not famous enough, Jack.
Tag team, yeah.
So where's your billboard?
I know, where's our blue tick on Twitter, yeah.
ITV appearances.
We're completely worthless, just riding the coattails of somebody else. It's,
no, we'd be like Pain and Panic, hanging out with Hades and waving the ring. Go on, boss.
We were gonna walk him to the ring. I was gonna be like his hype man.
Here.
We could do the Gracie train.
Everyone's hands on their shoulders like that. Yeah. At one point,
your message was like, fight somebody just so we can do that.
At one point, he got a message right that was like, "Your opponent is he's some YouTuber who we've since Googled called JMX," and the message really was like, he's about the same weight as you. He's similar height as well. He's done some boxing, but he's only ever done amateur stuff, and he's only got like a 2-0 record. And we were like, oh god, Google JMX. Oh god, he does not look like Adam Pachiti.
I would have paid a tenner to watch that one. Like, I would have paid with my own money just to see what would happen there. It would have been fantastic. It
was sold to him as like, he's a bit ropey with injuries and stuff. You may have a chance. Let's find a picture of this lad.
He was absolutely battered him, and it would have been a spectacle. I guess that's all I can say. But yeah, back to the matter at hand. It's weird that WWE wouldn't offer Kurt Angle.
Pacini, he was just, watching videos of people exercising, going, all right, I'll do that later on. I've got a chance. Anyway, sorry, what were you saying, Ross?
It's weird that WWE wouldn't call Kurt Angle of all people back. That's the news story that we're here to speak about.
Yeah, that was that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's building hype for Angle versus Pacini, I guess. Candy Cartwright drops lawsuit against WWE and Riddle. TMZ first reported the news that Cartwright filed for dismissal on Monday. It's unknown what precipitated the decision or whether there's a financial settlement, I should say. And apparently the attorney for Cartwright said the parties have put this in their past and are focused on the future, which means I'll stop bringing it up every time Matt Riddle does anything on Raw. I'm sure some people are very thrilled about that. Just saying, though. And we'll move on, I guess. Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks win Best WWE Moment at the ESPYs for headlining WrestleMania.
See, I saw this, and I saw obviously Sasha and Bianca at the awards all dolled up and whatnot, and looking fantastic with their awards and whatnot, thinking, wow, WWE's ousted other forms of entertainment to get themselves an award at the ESPYs. And it turns out, no, WWE have paid to have their own award at the ESPYs.
Oh.
And I was like, why can't it wrestling be cool, man? Why can't it be hip-hop and happening again? I was watching Edge at a Rob Zombie concert yesterday. Rob Zombie back in like 2001 or something was like, here is my big pal. He's my big pal. It's Adam. It's Edge. And it, because he had that theme, didn't he? That theme, which wasn't very good.
Stop. And he was right.
Aye.
Yeah, he was.
So Edge for some reason at this Rob Zombie concert was on the stage in his full wrestling gear, like the trench coat, no shirt on, Intercontinental title around his waist, his tights and his boots on, just dancing around going, hey, having a great time here for my pal Rob.
That's reminded me. Have we all seen, so when we do all get back in the office, there's one man I'll be avoiding and I'm really scared of, and that man's name is Fraser Porter from Scotland.
All right.
Because he's the man in charge of our TikTok. And have you seen our recent TikTok, guys?
I feel bad because I've had to tell Fraser 3 times now, I'm just too busy, Fraser. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Which is, it's true. I'm not just fobbing him off, but I don't know if I am looking forward to eventually doing it because it's cringy as out, isn't it?
I'm scared. It's not for us. I don't understand it. So it's Adam miming along to a song from High School Musical, I believe. But the lyrics correspond with, so you'll be in one corner going like, what about us? And it's like different captions to show which wrestler he's playing at the time. And it basically tells the story of the breakup of the Undisputed Era in like 5 seconds. But it's bad. Like it's cringy though. And I'm scared of Fraser.
See, there are some good TikToks. There's a few quick ones that I appreciate over the years, but this is after tens and thousands of them. And it's one of these things where it's like, I can't think of any that I could do. And if the quality of stuff we're putting out is singing a High School Musical, this is when I pull up my card and go, hi, I'm in my 30s.
Now, I mean, Tom Campbell is fantastic at them.
Of course
because he's enthusiastic, he wants to do them. But I'm terrified. I'm really scared of the new generation. Like,
oh, I'm going to give it a go. Like, what's it? You're not going to take yourself too seriously. That's the thing, isn't it? Just have a great time. Next, some Bucky just before you get in there, and then just have a great time. That's what my plan is.
Mine will be like, it'd be like Ross is like, all right, here's my video. Remember when Edge was on stage with Rob Zombie? That was good, wasn't it? And a stare. Yeah. Bye. Cultaholic at TikTok.com, and then be the end.
What was the? Oh yeah, the ESPYs. Aye, so they paid for their own award. Yeah, aye, that's it. Yeah, why can't they just contest in the awards that already exist? Because
they don't want them. We were robbed though, with it. Robbed of some sort of Rob Zombie Edge tag team like Bad Bunny.
I don't feel robbed. Don't feel robbed really. Robbed. I don't know much about Rob Zombie beyond that Edge theme tune, to be honest.
Oh, it would have been like his films wanted to have his wife involved, so maybe you're right. Hi.
Wait, what was the film he redid? Like, was it
Halloween?
Halloween. Apparently, it was bad. Was it? I remember seeing a video about it or something.
People have mixed opinions of the first one. Everybody hates the second one.
I tell you what, I watched the first Halloween not too long ago, and I don't like horror films. I get a bit scared, And I was thinking, oh God, this is like one of the bigger scary movies of all time, isn't it? Halloween, apparently. That's what I thought. Watching it, it's hilarious. I know it's a sign of the time. Was it in the 70s or whatnot, something like that?
I think late 70s, yeah.
Yeah, just a sign of the time, I guess, because if that was scary back then, it's child's play today, I tell you, child's play.
With Chucky.
Aye.
But I get you, Ross. I mean, Halloween's one of those films that was so influential that everyone's ripped it off or homaged it, so now you watch it. You'll have seen Halloween before you've seen Halloween, so you watch it now, you're like, oh, what's going to happen? Scary Man! Good film.
It didn't just Kane to me. All I could see was Kane. 1997 Kane.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, Kane basically went, all right, yeah, cool, the head nod. Yeah.
He nicked that from his dog, you know. I watched the thing where Big Glenn was speaking. He was like, he had a big St. Bernard, I think it was, back in the day. And obviously the St. Bernards give a bit of that action, don't they? Going, do that, don't they? And Kane thought he'd take that and put it in the Kane character.
Nice. Drawing inspiration from everywhere.
Yeah.
Like Triple H when he's like, I'm obsessed with this business. I go to the movies and think, how can I adapt this idea for my business? Triple H, he loves wrestling, that man.
He does.
So
do we.
Yeah.
So does the ESPYs.
Yeah.
And in other news, it didn't come home.
Oh, Maffew!
Oh, you know what? I'm fine with it, me. You know, imagine I was in the shower Sunday morning thinking, bloody hell, this is a big day, this, right? But imagine being a fan in 66 going to that final thing. We've got Moore, we've got Banks, we've got Cohen, we've got Peters, we've got Hurst, we've got Ball,
Nobby.
Oh,
all these, Nobby Styles, all these players. We're going to be fine for years. We'll get to all the finals. 55 years we waited, and I don't think I'll be here in 55 years' time. So I enjoyed it.
Jesus.
I don't think I will be. I was devastated, obviously, and it's a shame what happened, and it's a shame what's happened this week in the aftermath of it all.
Yeah.
Terrible scenes, but I soaked it in. It was a great day. A great day.
Yeah. I was quite. I don't think I've been that drunk watching a football match for a long time, but it wasn't drinking out of pleasure. It was like drinking to cope with all of the stress.
I had that good. You know that gif on Twitter where the guy's got the wine glass in the chair and he's just it's like that all the way through.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe.
Right though. Getting to the finals though. After how bad we've been from 08, I'm going to say to at least up until 14. In 2010...
2016 was like we lost to Iceland.
That's right, thank you. I forgot we did 16.
Who followed England around Europe between 2014 and 2016? Just about every game. This guy did. And who got good when this guy stopped following them? England did.
Yeah.
Bloody Roy. Hutchin. But I tell you what, though, during this podcast, I have learned that people do not understand the sarcasm of a Geordie football fan. Because obviously being a Newcastle and an England fan, when I'm going, it's coming home or we're going to win, it's drenched in sarcasm, but people don't get that. Because I got some horrible, well, not horrible tweets. I got some ha-ha, meh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, people were, people were
like
calling, people were calling me racist because I'm English. Which is a bit of a paradox. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but people are like, oh, it saves you right for being so cocky, Ross. And I'm like, it's not. You cannot be confident and cocky being an England fan.
No,
it's a weird thing.
It's an ironic song. It's an ironic song.
Yes, it is. It's all drenched in irony. But we'll get that out of the way there.
Yeah, you are right though, Ross. It is good to preface that sometimes because one of the things is I'll go on Twitter, I'll say something, and I don't know if it's the English or it's a British thing of I'm going to say something dumb that I know that my mates know it's going to be dumb and stupid. And then you see all the Captain American literals reading it going, that's stupid. That's a stupid sentence that I'm going to take literally and everything seriously. I'm like, oh, God.
I mean, you do have 100,000 followers. Some of those 100,000 people are going to not get it, you know?
And they're the loudest.
Yeah. Yeah. I like when you make a joke that you're really proud of and you're like, that's a good one. And then one of the replies is like, don't you mean? And then something less funny than what you've said. And I'm like, oh, come, just let me have one. Come on.
People are like, hang on, I want to join in. Oh, go on, what you got?
Great, which is fun and that, but don't make it sound like you're... I was going to say don't make it sound like you're funnier than me, which sounded so arrogant. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean that. Anyway. Save me, Maffew. Save me.
Bless you, Jack.
All we need to do is some big news from last night, by the way. I don't know if it's in the notes, but apparently...
is that being publicly... It seems... Oh, it's on the Cultaholic website. Yes. I'm trying to think of a funny way of saying it. I don't think there's anything funnier than just saying it. Goldberg's coming back.
Yeah.
No!
Next week on Raw, apparently Goldberg's going to come back to set up. Sorry for spoilers, everybody. If you want to avoid,
don't say who's setting it up with. Then don't say who's setting it up.
That's the news, isn't it? It's out there. We're not doing anything underhanded here.
Yeah,
it's all.
I don't wonder as well. It's like, do we reveal it? No, like,
it's all over. It's all over social media.
Yeah.
What do we do? Yeah, he's going to set up a program with Bobby Lashley, and I'm staggered. I mean, I'm not staggered because he's got this deal. I think it's this year and next year before it runs out, where he's got 2 matches a year. And obviously, he's had this one match this year with Drew,
which is fine.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
But it's fine when it's not. Why can't they build a feud for him that's not a title feud? Do they have to be title feuds?
Yeah, it's Goldberg.
Oh.
He's the biggest and the best wrestler of all time. That's what I've learned over the past several years. The way he's been booked and overprotected and stuff like that. Aye. If it leads to Big E getting his dream match and taking the title off of Goldberg after slapping all kinds of meat with him, I'll cry. But if that doesn't happen, I'll cry in a different way. I'll be upset.
I'm looking forward to seeing how Sam justifies this one. I'll be fair. He was defending Goldberg beating the Fiend, and obviously the Fiend's doing brilliant now, so it all was for the best.
Didn't derail anything, did it? That loss in Saudi Arabia.
No,
it was perfectly booked. And ending on the biggest news, Reckoning members. Oh God, can I remember their names? Slapjack. And
Reckoning.
Oh no, that's right. Sorry, Reckoning's such a weird name for one person. Retribution members, Reckoning and Slapjack are now just Maya Yim and Shane Thorne. The end of an era. ERROR.
I would have kept Shane Thorne as Slapjack, and I would have let T-Bar and Mace go back, and Reckoning go back to their old selves. But Slapjack's the one I would have kept.
Slapjack would have been great, showing up and going, "Arr!" Like backstage, and people going, "Yeah, all right, mate." He goes, "Yeah, it's me, Slapjack for Retribution. Shut it down. He's shaking the camera and all this. And they're like, it's over, right? Damn right it's over. This is the pop for Slapjack. Just in constant denial, like one of those Japanese soldiers who still thinks it's World War II.
I'd like that as a gimmick. That'd be class. Oh, Slapjack. He's like knocking over a guy.
Do you want to match with me? You're like, no, Slapjack, you're too scary. That's right.
I like Slapjack.
I like Slapjack now. And that was kind of the news.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
Time for the Hall of Fame. And in condescending order from last week, Gareth Southgate, 18%.
That's because if that poll had taken place before the final, we might be looking at a win for me there. But yeah, never mind.
Yeah, had you bet there. Oh, Terry Funk's ICP story, 33%. I thought that was a shoo-in. Oh, who am I kidding? The clear winner, obvious as day, Pablo the Cat, 49%. Yeah. Because Tom Campbell had the story about Pablo the Cat, TikTok star, doing that thing that cats do where they see their own reflection and size off, going, "All right, do you want some, pal?" Like Slapjack. So well done, Tom Campbell. You are not here, so we'll have to delegate to the guy stepping in for you this week, which is Ross Twiddell.
The guy stepping in.
That's right.
The guy stepping in. The guy who's sort of been here since the start, with gaps in between.
That's right.
How dare you? I'll sneeze in your face next week. But I'm going to go for
promises.
One of those concept ones. I'm going to steal Jack's thunder here. I'm just going to go for the concept of integrity, because over the past couple of weeks, I've been going through. It's been a rather sobering time since myself and I don't know say his name, but myself and Andrew did a tier list. And at the start of the tier list, Andrew revealed that he only applied to work for Cult. This is. People might think this is a storyline. This is a story I had no idea about until Andrew said it on a tier list with me. Andrew got a job with Cultaholic with the sole intention of then getting a job with Triple Jump. He was going to use Cultaholic to get in the door and then bugger off to pastures new. So I think that's underhanded. I think that's unacceptable. I don't like to see Cultaholic wrestling. Myself, Jack, Sam and Adam took a huge leap of faith. put everything on the line, bet on ourselves, had an absolute living nightmare for a long time there. It still is most days. It's terrifying. And he's taken all that, and he's just wiped his arse with it, and I'm not happy with it. So I'm going to take him down at Money in the Bank in the predictions competition. He will be suffering, hopefully, all kinds of Money in the Bank chops. What they are, Maffew, I've got no idea. But I'm going to go for the concept of integrity. With just live your life with that eye. Doesn't matter about intensity. Doesn't matter about intelligence in most parts, but integrity is the spice of life.
Now, when you say he was intending to depart for pastures new, it is the same company. Like, it's under the same...
It's a different channel, though. He wanted to be
Okay,
exclusive to Triple Jump, working with the illustrious Ben and the illustrious Peter.
Now, I've watched the clip in question, and Andrew... I was shocked as well, because he does admit it. He does go, yeah, that was true, yeah. And Ross is like, you joking? He's like, no. And now I was shocked watching that. But I think he did say that he applied to both. Like, it wasn't like it's still a bit.
He applied to Cultaholic first, and then applied to Triple Jump, and then Sam was like, "You're really good, you," which he is. In all fairness, Andrew is a fairly talented guy, I guess, but quite good at his job. So Sam was like, "Yeah, come and work for Cultaholic," but he applied for Triple Jump as well, with the intention of going there. So Sam nabbed him for us before he could jump 3 times to them.
Now, but Andrew's more into his action. Well, no, he's into wrestling as well. Yeah, fair enough.
So the concept of integrity. Don't be a poo house like Andrew Hodgkinson. I always say his name wrong. I need to stop myself. It's always Hodge up here, isn't it, in Newcastle? Not Hodgkinson.
I've got a mate. He's called Hodgie. Yeah.
Hi, Hodgie.
Hodgie. That's why he's the hot rod. So, him having a triple jump of faith to start work at Cultaholic and hopefully make his way up, climb the ladder of success. You don't like that?
No. I want people at Cultaholic who want to be a Cultaholic. I don't want people, I don't want people like, for example, I'm a Newcastle United fan, people like Johan Kabay who want to use Newcastle as a stepping stone to get to Paris Saint-Germain. That's what Andrew's done, essentially, to Cultaholic.
Rafa Benitez up to Everton.
Here he
is.
Sorry. The Mackhams arrived. But yeah, I just want people who want to be here, If I think we should sell them to a different football club. I don't know what happened,
Andy Cole. He's Andy Cole. He's Andy Cole.
Oh, there's no need for that type of language, Jack, are we?
That's okay.
Too soon.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Kevin Keegan sold Andy Cole to build a better team.
To build a better team. Did he pay for Shearer?
Andy Cole didn't want to leave. Andy Cole was sold by Kevin Keegan. That's why Kevin Keegan had to defend himself on the steps. You've got to let me manage this club.
He went, trust me, it'll be all right, and it wasn't all right.
Yeah, it wasn't all right. We got Keith Gillespie.
I thought you got Shearer.
And what a cash.
Did you? Was Shearer and Cole there at the same time?
No.
Okay, all right.
Shearer and Ferdinand. For a year.
What an aerial threat that must have been.
Just off on a tangent here. They were there for a year together and scored 47 goals together. And then Ferdinand left. Couldn't believe it. Even though I was like 3.
Imagine. remember when there used to be 2 strikers in a team? That's so weird to think now, these days, when everyone's a midfielder. Even the fullbacks.
That's another thing as well. Football's lost its integrity, much like Andrew.
The game's gone.
There we go. That's a segue. How's that?
Oh, where'd you start, Maffew? Did you start at the top with the corruption with FIFA? Did you go onto the pitch with people like Cellini doing what he did to Saka? That is how that wasn't a red card. I've got no idea. So it's anywhere in the game. It's lost its integrity from the top to the bottom.
Fantastic. Well, Ross, the concept of integrity is something I struggle with as well, but definitely gets my vote just for that magnificent rant.
I'd love it if I beat him on Sunday. Love it.
I would love it. So,
one of you two can speak now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was just making sure the dust had settled. I'm going to go with one that I'm very happy about. Thousands of people are defying a nationwide coronavirus lockdown in Bangladesh to see... What do you think? Do you think there's a new club opened? Oh, maybe go check out this restaurant, or maybe it's a football match of some integrity happening, or maybe no integrity happening. No, they're flocking to see Rani a 51 centimetre tall cow whose owner claims it is the world's smallest.
Oh man.
There's some people for comparison.
That's not even real. It's not moving.
It's not. It's a photo.
Yeah.
I'm real. There you go. It talks as well. Holy Christ. Yes. This is joining the lovely stable that we have here. Hopefully, if it wins. Of let's see, Manky Swans, can I read?
Yep.
Long Boy from down south. Fat Lump the dog.
Yeah.
Which was, if we remember, if I could say it without laughing, because I have that saved on my desktop, because anytime I'm feeling bad, I look at that and I laugh again. No. Stop it. Okay, maybe I won't, or I'll just completely ruin this podcast. But yes, I just love the idea of not only a tiny cow, which is amazing, but the idea of people going, hey, honey, my parents aren't in. Do you want to come over? I can't. It's coronavirus lockdowns, I've got the world's smallest cow. Oh, I'll be there in a minute. Holy, whoa, look at that cow.
Can I read an excerpt from the BBC article on
Oh,
this?
please do.
Visitors have been flocking to a farm in Bangladesh to see a new celebrity, a dwarf cow called Rani. The 23-month-old Bhuti or Bhutanese cow stands just 51 centimetres high and weighs 28 kilograms. Despite a national COVID lockdown, more than 15,000 people have reportedly visited Rani at her farm in Charigram near the capital of Dhaka. Farm manager Haslan Howladar has applied to the Guinness Book of Records saying Rani is the world's smallest cow. And here we go. I have never seen anything like this in my life, visitor Reena told BBC Bangladesh. Well, yeah, but it's only a little cow. Is it not going to grow and get bigger?
It's only a little cow.
No, it's not a baby cow. It's a fully grown.
It's not a calf.
Wow, look how small this cow is. Be like, hang on, it's just been born.
It's like people who buy those like micro pigs and go, look at how cute it is, look how small it is, and then 6 months later, it's the size of a cow or a massive pig.
She doesn't eat much. She eats a small amount of bran and straw twice a day. She likes to roam outside and seems to be happy when we take her in our arms.
To be fair, that Instagram Reels malarkey, how like you watch one video, then you get many suggested on that topic. I watched one on cows, and it turns out cows are lovely animals.
Oh.
Just lots of Instagram Reels about cows on my Instagram at the minute.
Very docile.
Yeah, very much like a dog as well.
What?
When
loyal?
when they're young, like just like getting petted and whatnot, and scratches and licks and whatnot. Yeah.
What I liked as well with the photos of the tiny cow next to normal sized cows, and both of them looking at each other, trying to figure out, are you me but small, or am I supposed to be your size? Which of us is, It kind of reminds me when we used to take the greyhounds out with me, dad, and they go to the fields and they see the horses and they're just both staring at one another, trying to figure out, like, is this right?
I hate horses.
Are you far away? Am I? Let's not think about it. I'm only a dog or a horse.
If a horse ever gets in this Hall of Fame, I'm going to be livid. I hate them.
Just a horse? Oh, why'd you hate horses?
Have you seen them?
Yes, I have.
They are terrifying.
Oh, you're scared of horses?
Oh, God, yeah. How is anybody not scared of horses? Is what I don't understand. I don't get it.
It's a sore point. It's a sore point with me with horses, like, because I went to I forget which Spanish island it was back in the day with my mum, and went to this ranch for a meal, and before you went in for a meal, you had the chance to ride a horse, and I was like 12 or something at the time, and they were like, "Oh, you could ride this little pony," and then the guy goes, "No, too big," and then so I was like, "Oh, I've got to ride the fully fledged massive horse." So the cowboy fella, I forget what's the right word to use there. A cowboy fella. He sits on a saddle, right, as you do on a horse. And then because I was a kid, I just got put on like the back of the horse's neck, bobbing up and down on pure bone. Oof. I might not be able to have kids because of that, I'm sure. Because it was agony, absolute agony, bobbing up and down. The sack of the testicles they were getting squashed even back then. So, yeah, I don't mind horses. I think horses are beautiful, mate. Beautiful creatures.
It was just such a surprising twist to the end of the story.
But they're not. If you want to ride a horse, invest in a saddle. Don't sit on the back of their neck.
Yeah, write that down.
Yeah.
And no, I don't think you can ride Rani, the world's smallest cow, and soon to be Cultaholic Hall of Fame. Jack, what have you got for us?
Well, I'm torn between two now, because my first one has kind of already been talked about, because I was going to go for Ross Tweddle, because I watched his video with Andrew, and I felt like a deep loyalty stir in me for the art of presenting over editing. When we head back into the office, it's going to largely be split, and the presenters and writers and Triple Jump are going to be in one room, and then you've got the editor's farm in the other room where they all sit silently. Because editors always work with headphones on, so they're never... It's going to be deathly silent in that one. And I feel like a divide is brewing between professions. And I think presenters don't get enough of the glory. Have you seen how popular the editors are on this channel? They love Andrew. They love Owen. They love Sam. We don't have many of the other editors on... We don't have many of the other editors on camera yet. But the editors have started doing their own little in-jokes. Keese, whatever that is. Pathetic. It's time for...
What's that?
Go on.
What's that?
Keese. It's the thing. It's the EWO's thing, the Editors World Order they've got going on, where Andrew and Owen will go, Keese, because they're doing the too sweet thing, and then they make it kiss like that.
Oh.
And people see that and go, wow, I want to be part of that established order, the Editor World Order. They have a cool hand sign.
Well, I don't think we've got enough of the glory over the years, us, the faces of the
You haven't had enough glory.
No. So I think I might be backing Ross for this week's predictions contest. So I'm either going to nominate Ross for the Hall of Fame in support of him, or not horses. Not horses. So I can't decide which now.
I'll write down not horses now for the...
Oh, please. I want not horses to be in, just so people go, what?
Do you know what yourself?
I'm voting not horses.
Do you know what yourself in the Hall of Fame there, Ross?
No, I'm fine not being in the Hall of Fame.
I'll go for not horses then. I'll go for not horses, yeah.
Not horses.
Horses are scary. They're massive. They can kick people and potentially kill them. They are... I mean, I don't think they're inherently evil or anything. I just think that they're easily spooked, aren't they? If you ever walk past a horse on like a walk and you're like, oh, it's a huge horse. A horse that's like being ridden, not a wild horse. Not like going on walks around like the wilderness. But yeah.
You know what? I whenever I walk past a horse, which isn't too regularly, maybe once every 10 years, I find the need to stroke it on the face and go, there, horse, there.
You do it? Okay. You actually do it?
Oh yeah, stroke a horse in the mouth.
I can't get near them.
Yeah. You can tell like what areas you grew up and stuff like that. There was always loads of horses in Bish, and we'll go for little walks around in Newcastle. There's like horses in the fields and stuff. You go, hello, horse.
That's the thing though. The town moor. If you go walking in the town moor in Newcastle and try and conquer those cows, not happening. There's too many of them. Yeah. They're out of control.
Very slowly out of control.
It's like when you were walking, like when you had your year group. Because I don't know about your schools, but in my middle school, they always like call you in year group by year group, but the order would vary on different days of the week. Okay. On days where like year 8, year 7, year 6 got called in, and you were in year 5, and if you were like one of the first ones in the hall, and you had to walk in the hall with all the older year groups around you, and you were sat there going, I need to find a table here, but they're all big, intimidating people. That's what it's like walking through the town moor with cows.
Okay.
Like the first day in prison, and you have to sit when they're eating. The cows go.
Cow walks up to you and goes, "You're my boyfriend now."
And you have to fight back, otherwise they'll always steal your food.
Yeah, you have to fight a cow so the other cows can respect you.
Yeah.
To be fair, cows have brought the best out of our queen over here in the UK. That famous bit where I don't know where she's at.
Yes.
Like a farmer's auction or something. I don't know where she was, but she just goes, cows.
Yeah, she's absolutely buzzing. She's really excited to see the cows. Yeah, it's weird. It's like she's never seen one in the flesh before. It's so strange.
She's like, oh, one is really tired. Have you seen this cow in Bangladesh? Oh, I'm just going to the bathroom. We hear the noise of someone shimmying down the drain pipe.
When you said she was really tired, I thought you were going to make a cowies joke. I just thought that'll sort you out, Liz.
No, in my head it was this elaborate thing about the Queen sneaking out Buckingham Palace and having the secret disguise. to go to Bangladesh to see a tiny cow, and I realised, you know what, maybe I should say out loud how stupid it is.
I like
then
it.
I remembered one of the things this week in the Cultaholic Hall of Fame predictions
trying to get yours back in there. I see.
There you go. Is
sneaky.
Not horses.
Not horses, please.
Do you realise that in terms of voting, though, you're cutting yourself off from other people who do like horses?
Oh, I don't care.
Are you hoping there's more people that don't like horses than like horses?
I'm horse edge. I've got nothing to do with straight horse. I've got nothing to do with
Straight horse. Dodgiest Native American name I've ever heard in my life.
Straight horse.
Straight horse of the tribe Wrongan. Okay, on that bombshell, non-horses, Rani, in bracket, world's smallest cow, unconfirmed, citation needed, in bracket, and the concept of integrity.
Yes.
Well, how weird is it going to be if integrity doesn't win? Is that saying that we not really bother about integrity?
The cow's going to win. The cow's going to win.
The cow will win. I'm not expecting integrity to win because, you know, how can I say for somebody else have integrity the stuff I've done in my professional life so far? It's just it's a nice thing to sort of hope that people have when they walk in the door here at Cultaholic.
I think there's a fine line. There's a difference between, for example, I'd say that we don't have much dignity left, but I think at least we've got some integrity. Like when all I could think of when you said I haven't got much of that left, or things I've done in my professional, all I could think of was Pacitti sitting in the slop bit bath thing.
Yeah.
And I thought,
he did that
that's
well.
That's more dignity than...
So yeah, you're right. No dignity, all integrity. He took a tea bag to the balls with
We donated
integrity.
that food that we wasted. We rebought it. Like, we bought that amount again and donated it to a food
the way
bank. So that's
I'm going to clarify.
That's
It's just
integrity.
He's get a big tip like, hey, you can't eat this.
We gave them the full paddling pool.
Not that...
Do that in some
straw in
forks.
that, you peasant. It still smells downstairs. Like this office up here is like above where Adam was in there, and you walk in the front door, and there's still like a bit of spark in the air because whatever they put in there, I don't know what exactly went in there, but whatever it was, sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Conjugulated.
I couldn't smell anything last time I went in, but the hay fever has... Yeah, maybe it's just... Maybe I'm lucky for that, yeah.
Oh, is this how we're getting excited to be meeting up again at the Cultaholic HQ? And we go and go, oh, it's great to... Oh, God.
This is the thing, though. Next week when we walk into the podcast studio is situated in the pit of editors.
No.
So it's going to be awkward if let's say if Andrew loses or I lose and one of us has to take the chops. It's going to be a bit of tension in the air.
Is this the start of a lovely storyline feud with presenters versus editors?
No.
Because if so, Ross, I'm all for it. That sounds like fun.
I have to give a quick shout out as well to Gabriel, a young man that I met the other day near the Cultaholic office, because I rounded a corner, he was going the other way, and he was wearing our grey hoodie, and we both simultaneously crapped our pants. We were like, what? And then we had a lovely chat for a few minutes, and he's a student, and he was like, I just live right there, and he said to me something great. He was like, obviously I've worked out down the road, you know, as if like that's where you are. And I was like, oh yeah. And he was like, I saw Tom Campbell in the supermarket, but I didn't want to bother him. And I was like, Tom Campbell is the last person who you could have easily said hi to him. He would have been more excited than Gabriel was.
I was going to say that Gabriel would have been gagging to get away by the end of a conversation with Tom. not because Tom's not a nice person to talk to, just because Tom will talk to you for a long time. He's that invested in everybody that's ever lived.
He's got integrity.
Yeah, I was about to say, segue that to what you said. Yeah, if there was a personification of integrity, it would be Tom Campbell.
Tom Campbell and Kurt Angle.
Nah, Tom Campbell.
Okay, just Tom Campbell.
Tom Campbell here, Kurt Angle somewhere down here.
Fair enough.
Cows, horses, Tom, Kurt Angle. The Queen down below.
And the Queen down below, of course. She's underground at a secret airplane to Bangladesh. Those are the picks for the Cultaholic this week. And don't worry, you can vote for any of those amazing picks, God help you, by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic.
This week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. SmackDown to start. Roman Reigns and Heyman open the show and laugh off the idea that Edge has gotten in Roman's head. Ha ha ha. Jimmy Uso interrupts and says he tried to take out Edge last week while Roman was on vacation. Roman says it was no vacation, and here comes Jay. Roman says he wants all three of them to succeed, and they hug it out, but he looks a bit angry.
Oh, did they?
Well, no, he was hugging them going, that's great. He looked at the camera like, not impressed.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Roman Reigns is just like Andrew in the sense that Andrew is using Cultaholic Wrestling to get onto something else. And the tribal chief is using his cousins to keep his Universal title, which I believe Paul Heyman is doubting Roman Reigns will be able to keep. Because during his entrance this week on SmackDown, Paul Heyman was seen sort of clutching the Universal title. Paul Heyman was seen praying when Roman Reigns held it above his head. So I'm going to put my media studies GCSE to good use here and say that Paul Heyman is doubting his tribal chief.
Ooh.
Lovely shacket from Jey Uso, though, as well, in this segment, I thought. Lovely shacket.
Is he taking inspiration from you?
Obviously, yeah, because I'm the only person who wears a shacket, me and Gareth Southgate. But Gareth got rid of his after the first game of the Euros, after that lady in the press was like, don't wear a shacket, Gareth. Get some style in your play instead.
Yeah.
God,
He's a lovely man. He's a lovely man.
Just makes you sick, doesn't it?
Press
I'll defend him to the death.
And he went, do I not like that? Anyway, Baron
Just
Corbin.
anything 90s for you. Just
Yeah,
anything
there we go.
90s, right?
No, it's just because it's like, anytime there's a football manager for England and you hear stories of people going, no, I don't want the job. No. And they go, why is that? Don't you want your team to succeed? You're like, no. I get dragged over the coals by the press. So remember that image of him with the bloody onion head? Was it turnip?
Turnip.
It was a dodgy looking Photoshop.
Can we not knock it?
Can we not knock it?
That documentary's sensational.
Again, yeah, just boy, that documentary is amazing.
Say it to the fourth official. Tell your mate, the ref, he's just got me the sack. Oh my god.
Anyway, Baron Corbin says he needs to get into the Money in the Bank ladder match because he's lost everything.
Oh, man.
His house now, I think, as well.
Oh, man, his car,
Yeah.
his house. Pat McAfee going, Corbin's hairline is committing treason to the rest of his face.
I wrote that down.
Corbin's been bald for years now. He's made that decision.
No, but he's lost his baldness.
Yeah,
he can't afford to be bald anymore.
He can't
so
afford
no, his
to
hair's
raise
going back. He's down on his payments on the
everything.
bald centre. So
Could he afford to maybe wangle himself a hair versus hair match on a semi-regular basis and just lose it deliberately every time to save his money on? Right.
Why didn't
my
they
hair
do-
versus a fiver.
Why didn't they do hair versus hair when he cut it off? I thought that was a missed opportunity. If there's one guy you want losing a hair versus hair match, it was Corbin back then.
Because it would have been one of these things where it's like, no, you need it. You losing that match would have been an improvement. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're right.
Well,
they could have done something with it.
Vince
Anyway,
started, once he got rid of the hair, there was all those reports that Vince was like, he's handsome. He's going to be a star.
Well, he
Which
wasn't
now
at his car.
He was.
He's out
he-
now.
He is handsome, though, when you look at him.
He's a handsome man,
He's
he
a
is.
handsome man.
He
He's
is.
tall. Oh, he's just lovely. I don't know what's happening there. I think I fancy Baron Corbin. I feel sorry for...
Apparently
I
he's
feel
a lovely
sorry for-
man. Yeah. Is this a double turn?
Potentially. I don't know, because it's not working, is it? If they're trying to make people feel sorry for Big Baz. I don't think it's working at the minute. Maybe it'll work when fans are back in. But
I think
the
they'll
way
laugh
he
at
was-
him.
Yeah, when he was sat on the floor, like when he loses this match, which, by the way, was the 9th match in a row for Corbin on TV, where he's had Nakamura involved with it, dating back to April. And this was the 6th singles match on SmackDown between the pair since May the 14th.
They've been spinning wheels now, waiting for the end of the Thunderdome for a long time.
The
a
undercard of
long
SmackDown needs big changes because it's repetitive all the way. Well, most of it's repetitive. Like, all of it's repetitive, from the tag team scene to Corbin and Nakamura to Rollins and Cesaro to the women's tag team. That's quite. Is it? I'm not even sure what happens there anymore. I feel bad for Tamina. Liv Morgan and Carmella.
Oh, you shouldn't feel bad for Tamina.
was gonna
She's
say,
in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
I know. She was getting pelters last night on Twitter because apparently it was her fault that the big surprise of the TBA was down to her. I can't believe that. They hung her out to dry last night. So
Yeah, it was a hospital pass.
And yeah, shout outs to Pat McAfee and Big E's foot massage machines that they had at ringside. I've got one of them and they're lovely.
So Corbin lost.
Yeah, I was going to say, Corbin loses a qualifying match to Nakamura, who turned up with Boogs. Boogs had Corbin's old car.
He bought it at an auction.
He bought it out.
Boogs isn't
an auction.
knob. Boogs is a horrible man.
Nakamura isn't a bad guy. Boogs is.
Nakamura's just wrestling and winning matches and crowns and all the accolades that come along the way. Boogs has come to the main roster to destroy one man's life, and I don't understand why. I'm hoping there's some kind of Raven Dreamer backstory to this.
Yeah.
I would argue that Boogs has given Nakamura the pep in his step, the spunk in his love gun. Boogs' behaviour with...
That was so Spinal Tap.
With the guitar, it's obviously got Nakamura firing on all cylinders. All of the cylinders are firing. I would argue that Boogs is the air that Nakamura breathes. Boogs makes Nakamura tick. Nakamura is nothing without Rick Boogs, who should still be called Eric Bugenhagen.
Yeah.
I'm going to die on that hill.
He's the wind underneath his ring.
Yeah.
He's the man in his box. He's the man in his cardboard box.
They shag all day long, don't they?
There we go, yeah, they do, yeah.
I'm not getting it. What are we talking about? It's too silly. Natalia and Tamina have a non-title match against the mystery opponents, revealed to be Tegan Nox and Shotzi.
Just Shotzi. Just Shotzi.
Yeah. That's right.
Shotzi and Nox. Shotzi and Nox. Riding along on the little green tank. That's all I could think when they kept saying, oh, Michael Cole was like, oh, it's Shotzi and Nox. It's Shotzi and Nox. It's Shotzi and Nox. It is Shotzi and Nox. It's fantastic to see just how much Ember Moon didn't want to go back to the main roster. Don't take me back. I've come back to NXT. I'm having a great time. That's all right. Is this? Oh, we'll just put someone else in your place then. Weird.
It's becoming increasingly frequent, and we'll see a bigger example of this when we talk about NXT this week, that plans, storylines are just getting cut off halfway through just to shuffle people around. Tegan Nox had only just come back, and it looked like she was setting up a revenge match against Candice LeRae. Yeah. I think that might be over now. Like, what's going on?
She came back, cost the tag titles, and then sodded off.
Yeah.
That's mind games, that, though. That's mind games. That's what we'll say.
And you know what? If she started cutting promos on NXT going, ha ha, you can't come here, and I'm not going there, ha, ha, ha. And they show, and then building it up, then at the Rumble they interact. That might be nice. It'll never happen, but it might be nice. Anyway, Shotzi and Nox, the crime fighters of the sea, they look all right. It's definitely a come down from what they were doing in NXT to SmackDown Women's Tag Team Division. So that means they'll fit in just well.
Well, it's a good time for them because live crowds are about to come back. Maybe they'll really take to them.
There you go. I like them. I like the pair of them anyway. They've got the tank, they've got the charisma.
It's good that they're getting the numbers back up as well because that division was floundering for the long since the latest releases, I guess, and the releases before that. They've stripped back that division too much, but thankfully they've got those two now. Toni Storm, it was announced during this week's show, she's going to SmackDown, which hopefully, because that's weird how her NXT career sort of panned out. She should have surely been a lot higher up the women's division than she was, how she was used, and turned heel for not much of a good reason, but yeah.
Because me and Jack were going, did you see? Toni Storm lost a match. Can you believe it on NXT? What can that mean? It's like, oh, she's come to SmackDown. All right. And at least it makes sense that they're using NXT like NXT. I think it's been a while since we've had a proper, all right, they're done. They're ready for the main roster.
They're all
the
ready
entire
for the
point of NXT.
Yeah, they all are now because like NXT is a proper show. It's not what it used to be. Not what it was back in my day.
Yeah.
Where you got to know the superstars before they became superstars.
And it were all hills.
What? It was all hills.
These are what old people say, go, hey, when you look at a bunch of buildings, go, hey, it used to be trees. Of course, now you go to the Newcastle and see the student flats, it goes, they used to be pubs.
Yeah, that used to be at Bookies.
Yeah. I got drunk there. Sonya Deville announces that due to Bayley's injury, Bianca Belair will be defending her title at next week's show, or rather, that Money in the Bank. She brings out her new challenger, Carmella. Okay.
Underwhelming pick, but I think they knew that, which is why they had Carmella going, oh, that upsets you, doesn't it? That upsets you that it's me in this slot. Yeah, Bayley's going to get that Triple H MSG pop when she comes back, isn't she? It's going to be like, hope they do a promo package with U2's Beautiful Day On.
She'll be going down to Alabama to see Dr. Birmingham, Alabama. I don't know. And she'll come back in.
That'd be great. That was his name.
Dr. Birmingham, Alabama.
I'm Dr. Birmingham.
Well,
Schematic
it's
on
like
the denim.
Doctor. It's Doctor Love Death. It's got a cool name, hasn't he? The
Dr.
knee
Love Death.
guy. Something
I'm
like
gonna
that.
find it. I'm gonna find it out.
But I can't wait for the. I hope they do it and just sat there on the end of the thing, like doing the knee thing, going, just bending their knee and stuff. It's
And they do the interview that's used years later when Bailey's like, well, I was hooked up in the hotel for ages, but it's all right because they got me the free porn. Yeah.
But back to this segment while Jack is
Back to this segment while we Google what Professor Love Death.
I
which
liked
a
how-
Bond villain helped her out.
Oh, Jeffrey Dugas, Dugar, maybe.
That's
That's
not
not
the name
what I thought it
that
was.
doesn't
No,
sound
no.
like.
Maybe that was a more recent surgery. Oh no, that was his pec. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Sure,
a different
okay.
one for the
He's
one.
got a cool name. I like how Sonya Deville is
Anyway.
playing with the emotions of Liv Morgan. I like how that is happening. And now that we've had Tamina fill the random spot, because I predicted it was going to be Sonya in the TBA role. I hope that now
Right.
Sonya just shafts Liv Morgan straight out the match and puts herself in it, and then that builds a storyline between those two. I think that'll be a lot more effective. Because a lot of people can see Liv Morgan win, but I can't see it myself. I don't know about you two. I can't
No,
see
I
it.
can't see it.
Nah, I can't see. It's very low tier.
I couldn't find his name, by the way. I'm
SmackDown.
sorry. If you know it, leave it in the comments down below.
Dr. Love Death.
I hope his name, yeah. And have an interview with him. It was like, hello. I'm Dr. Love Death. I fix wrestlers.
I'm going to scope your knee.
Ah.
I hope I never have to have knee surgery. I don't like my knees being touched. It's like the part of my body. I'm like, nah.
Hello, I'm Dr. Horse. I'm here to examine you. No, that's my worst. The worst thing that could possibly happen. Also, Andrew will be assisting because he used his job at Triple Jump to get a job here at the horse surgery.
Oh, I'm largely fine with Andrew. Just not this weekend.
Oh. Fair enough. Seth Rollins beats Cesaro again. This time in the Money in the Bank qualifier with Kevin Owens on guest commentary.
Oh, man.
So after re-signing with WWE, Cesaro has since beat Seth at Mania, which is then dismissed as a fluke. Lost decisively to Roman at Backlash, which he didn't even get the swing in. Lost to Seth by a fluke roll-up at Hell in a Cell. And then lost decisively to Seth on SmackDown as Seth's finisher. Thus
Why?
proving everything Seth was saying about Cesaro not being on the same level as him and the win at WrestleMania being a fluke. It's true! You suck, Cesaro.
Why have they done this? Why?
Because he's foreign. Let's just say it. Let's get it out there. That's what it is. It's Vince McMahon. That's what happens.
To tell you what, I enjoyed Cesaro's post when Switzerland won that penalty shootout. And he put on Twitter him in his Switzerland shirt celebrating. And on FaceTime, who was watching the match with him also in a Switzerland shirt? It was Sheamus. I thought it was lovely. Very nice moment there.
Speaking of Sheamus, swim for a moment, Cultaholic, the news section of the website did go
The
through.
featured image, Maffew.
And I was like, yeah, thank you.
Oh, my
so,
God.
The title,
What's
WWE
happening?
Sheamus, I'll show you. WWE Sheamus gets engaged. Congratulations, the happy couple. Wow,
Okay.
that's nice. What image do you think they use of Sheamus?
Oh, no,
You don't
no,
know?
no,
I'll
no,
show
no.
you.
I've got it now.
I thought you were going to show a picture of the bar implying that he got engaged to Cesaro, but that's
that's
a very...
nice.
Oh, that's Wrestling News Now's headline.
No, what's the one they do
Big
now?
news from WWE as US Champion Sheamus gets engaged to Cesaro.
What's the one I've seen on Twitter a bunch of times where it goes, Sorry, I think my webcam got so steamed up watching that lovely picture of Sheamus that it's out of focus now. I'll fix that in a second. But the YouTube channel where it goes like WWE wrestlers that you didn't know were related, and it goes like brother and sister, and it's like Finn Balor and Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Wrestling News
also-
Now, yeah.
That's
Is that Wrestling News now? I saw that.
Honestly,
Wait, what?
it's nice to see
No, you
Steve.
fixed it. It had fixed itself.
Anyway, carry on. Pretend you
It'll
can't see
fix
this.
itself. I'm saying it's nice to see Steve because me and Richard in the office always used to just watch the videos and laugh at them because he does these wacky photoshops like
Yeah.
and makes like ladies pregnant like with terrible photoshops and stuff like that. No, this wrestler got this wrestler pregnant, even though that couldn't possibly happen. And Steve from Stephen Larson started parodying those videos in a very, very good way.
Does he? I need to watch that.
He's got the voice down. I think it's on his personal channel. I can't remember which channel it's on, but they are good. He's got the
Nice.
voice and the mannerisms down. WWE.
Don't worry, Matthew. Just carry on.
I'm not worrying.
I'll tell you what, though. That avalanche Falcon Arrow into a suplex over the top rope. How those two men did that move in one fluid motion is beyond my comprehension.
I think they're good pals as well. I like to. Cesaro seems like he's pals with everyone, doesn't he? To be fair, he's one of those.
It would be when you've got a massive winky.
Yes, he is neutral, and he does have a massive winky, allegedly.
I like how Sheamus every time it seems like every time he tweets Cesaro, he always ends it with BDT or something like that. Big Dick Tony.
Big Dick Tony.
The Usos try to ambush Edge in his locker room, but he's already left. Edge bickers with Rollins backstage before heading to the ring and calling out Roman. And then Roman brawls with Edge as the Mysterios return to attack the Usos on the outside. Roman bails as Edge cross-faces both Usos with a chair leg to end the show. What do you mean you don't remember the Edge Rey Mysterio tag team from 2002? Of course.
They've got tremendous history. Former tag team champions on SmackDown, weren't they?
2002 match of the year.
Survivor Series.
No Mercy.
Bollocks.
There was lots of good tag matches around there.
Oh, they had loads though. SmackDown was amazing during that time.
The SmackDown 6. Check out our video recently on the SmackDown 6, written by the wonderful Justin Henry and edited by the wonderful Owen Mawson, I believe. That one.
See, there's Owen and Justin, two people who wanted to work for Cultaholic, applied for Cultaholic, got a job at Cultaholic, and enjoy working for Cultaholic without wanting to go anywhere else, no matter what their other interests are. But not like Andrew. Not like Andrew.
Have you never heard of this ever happening before?
No.
In companies, like someone joining but wanting to progress in a different.
Oh yeah, it happens. I mean, we did it. But
it's not even as bad as what we did.
It stings when it's your own baby. That's what I'm saying.
It's far less controversial than what we did. We set up a rival. We set up a competitor to the one we were at. He just wants to join. Okay, all right, okay, fair enough.
If anybody knows any good webcams, by the way, that isn't the Lifecam Microsoft one, if you let me know in the comments, that'd be fantastic. Because I'm about ready to just swing this through the window.
You look hot, Maffew. You look hot.
You look like Mandy Rose's entrance.
It's like a 70s porn flick. Bit of Vaseline on the camera.
Vaseline on the lens. Thank you. Well, it's not. That usually does it. And pull focus. And he's just not doing it today. That's fantastic. Well, rather than make this the Maffew webcam podcast, we'll move on. Monday Night Raw. Bobby Lashley faces Xavier Woods in a non-title match and loses.
What?
Shock and horror. Shock and horror.
I didn't like this.
When Xavier Woods was scared of Bray Wyatt and the other two members of the New Day were not scared of Bray Wyatt.
Oh,
now Xavier
God,
Woods,
remember that? Remember that?
Like
that
he was a child.
That attempt at like the Hardy Universe thing.
Yeah.
That was weird, that, wasn't it? That was weird.
And now Xavier Woods is beating the WWE champion with a roll-up on Monday Night Raw. It's a staggering turn of events.
I didn't like it at first, but now that I can sort of see which direction it's going in, I think I'm all right with it, actually, this one.
I'm a bit... Because I was, as everybody was, I was taken aback by it, because, Bobby Lashley losing just before Money in the Bank. What's going on here? But the ending segment of the night, which we'll speak about later on, I'm fine with it, mate. I'm happy that Bobby's told the lovely ladies where to go. No nonsense, Bobby Lashley.
Get yourself back to AEW right now.
I was going to say, and she went, all right.
Yeah.
I was all right with it because Lashley's looked so dominant these past few months. Like, they do need to show some weakness because on paper, Kofi versus Lashley, I'm like, nah. No chance. No chance he's losing.
I don't think it's going to last very long. Well, I'm scared for Kofi. I'm scared. Just saying. I think Ross has nailed it. Ross reckons that... Oh no, you just want it to not last very long.
Oh yeah, it was my pitch. I want Bobby just to... This is with the caveat that the plans are... This was before the Goldberg news broke. I thought that... Just don't worry about Maffew. We can see it. It's fine.
Go on, Karen. Ignore me.
This was before the Goldberg news broke. I thought that the plans were apparently in the dirty sheets that it was going to be Lashley versus Lesnar at SummerSlam, which obviously isn't going to happen now. But I wanted Lashley on Sunday to beat Kofi in 1 second less than Brock did on that first SmackDown on Fox, and then just start mocking Brock's new haircut, which is news we should speak about, by the way, I think.
Oh, he's a butcher.
Have you seen it?
Aye. Butcher, he had a big slab of meat on him.
I had a deep dive on that channel, watching how tomahawk steaks are cut. What a fascinating channel. Oh. That's a dream of mine, to take a picture with a tomahawk steak that I've bought with my own money.
Oh.
The steak with a handle.
Certainly is, Sorry, I'm just thinking about meat now. But yeah, I thought it was a cool look for him. People going, wow, he's got cool hair. looks like he drinks IPA.
It's the beard as well. It's another. I would say it's arguably more shocking than Xavier Woods defeating the WWE champion on Monday Night Raw. Is Brock Lesnar's goatee and whatever that haircut combination is called. What's that haircut called?
Is it a top knot? No, it's not really, is it?
It's more straggly than a top knot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like a Viking. He's off to war and he doesn't want it to get in his hair, in his eyes. Look.
We all know what we're talking about.
We're all
Jinder
dying
Mahal
of that.
reveals that he's broken Drew McIntyre's sword, but not in a cool, braggadocious way. He seems to have accidentally done it because he's gone from cool Jinder Mahal revving the Harley to Jinder Mahal plonker. Drew appears in the Tron and goes, "That's just a replica." And he goes, "Oh, I still have the real sword." And he unleashes it with indication he's going to use it on Jinder. And Jinder and his cronies go, "Oh," as Drew trashes Jinder's motorbike.
I hate Drew McIntyre. In a year and a half, I've gone from being like, yes, I'm from near Scotland, get him, Drew, to, I hate this man. It's not his fault, obviously it's the writing and the booking, but first of all, how did he know that Jinder was going to steal his sword? So he planted the fake one prior to Jinder doing it and then was like, haha, I've got the real one.
Well, you see, it's just like William Wallace did in the Great Battle of Normandy or something like that. I don't know. I hate Drew McIntyre as well. I thought it was unacceptable what he did to Jinder's motorcycle.
How can you mess up Drew McIntyre? It was unacceptable, Ross, sorry. Yes, it was.
It was, yeah. Two wrongs don't make a right, Drew. And you're supposed to be a role model for the next generation of great Americans in the world today. It's him doing that, I thought was too far. It's Jinder Mahal riding his motorcycle without a helmet. Reckless scenes on Monday Night Raw. I've got written down here, Jinder Mahal riding his bike without a helmet. He is the modern day Mahad bastard.
When you were just saying there that it's despicable that Drew's trashed his bike and stuff, I just had like a montage in my head of just Austin blowing up the DX Express and the Corvette and all that sort of stuff. And I
mean, you peel it back and it's not big and it's not clever. We might laugh at these naughty people for doing naughty things and then seeing their possessions get destroyed. But as I say, two wrongs don't make a right, kids.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be great if he went, "Oh yeah, that's just a replica, so I'm going to wreck your bike." And the bike's only one of those little small ones. It's like, because, no, that's a replica. Oh, you expect me to believe that, do you?
I got this bike from a farm in Bangladesh.
That's a callback, people who skip the Hall of Fame segment. So
Yeah.
Sucks to be you.
God, imagine people who skip the
joke.
Hall of Fame bit just to see the weaker wrestlers. They exist?
What was I going to say? Apparently that's a toy set. Jinder on his bike.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah.
That's the only reason they're giving it.
It's Drew on the bike, though.
Is it Drew on the bike, is it?
Yeah.
Well, his kilt will fly up around his face, won't it?
Only if it's windy.
He can steer with it.
I cannot see. Smash. But yeah, Jinder Mahal, I was so happy last week. It's like, yeah, I'm going to take your sword. We're going to do about it. And this week it's like, oh, stupid crew. So yeah, thrilled that they're making Drew look good by making Jinder look stupid. That's not really how that works, is it? That old expression Kevin Sullivan would say, King Arthur became a legend defeating dragons, not lizards. Anyway, backstage, Alexa Bliss annoys Eva Marie in a playground. We get a 4-way match between Bliss, Nikki, Ash, Asuka, Naomi. Nikki wins, reversing the Asuka lock into a pinfall.
So why did Nikki lose last week then? There's no consistency, man. The women's division, women's wrestling, remember where it was a couple of years ago? And look where it is now in WWE.
You speak about consistency there. I thought Piper... Doudrop was quite clever in befriending Alexa Bliss at the start of the segment or whatever it was.
True,
where she's like, hello there, and waving and whatnot and being nice. And then she ends up defending Eva Marie, who she's actively getting a bit pissed off with. Because I missed last week's Raw and I was on my little holiday. I say holiday, when I had my week off work. And before that, it looked like Doudrop was going to turn heel on Eva. Turn babyface on Eva. But now that seems to have gone in the space. I don't know. Has it? Can someone fill in the blank for me that I missed? What happened?
Well, they can't just do it straight away.
Save me, I'm
it's
drowning.
They turned on each other.
Don't drown.
They turned on each other in tag matches, like, not turned on, but like, you know, when they jump down from the apron and go, no tag for you.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of just, but they're still, that normally leads to something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A story normally has like a beginning, middle, and end, whereas this one's gone like middle, end, beginning, yeah.
Middle. And then we're back to the beginning again because Doudrop was fighting Eva's battles for her, and I don't like that from you, Doudrop.
Doudrop, man.
I can't get on board with that name. I know that's the point, but I can't get on board with it.
Yeah.
But
That's what they want you to feel.
Naomi looked fantastic in this matchup. I thought this was a nice reminder of how good Naomi is at the wrestling.
I was going to say that, Ross. Naomi and Nikki Ash. Because Nikki, despite the thing, whatever she's doing right now, she did look great in exchange with Asuka and Naomi. And maybe
they're good.
Yeah, it's just it's something I forget about Nikki. Oh, yeah, when you're just doing wrestling, you're very good.
Oh, they're good. But the booking, man.
Never.
By
AJ
the way,
Styles.
that was roll up number 2 of the night. I did it.
Oh, yes.
I think I forgot. We had 2 matches there and 2 roll ups to win. Yeah. I think I forgot to count for the rest of the matches, but we got a roll up in AJ Styles versus Ivar, didn't we, Maffew? Kind of.
We certainly did. AJ Styles cuts a promo on the Viking Raiders before taking on Ivar in singles action and losing in 3 minutes to roll up number 3.
That's AJ Styles. They don't care about people's history, do they? They only care about what they're doing now.
Yeah, but Omos is big and tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't have Omos losing. He's big and tall.
But AJ Styles is like one of the greatest wrestlers in North America.
Yeah, but he's 5'8". He's 5'8", 5'9" at a push.
He's not. I've walked past him. He's not 5'9". Sorry.
What, smaller?
Yeah, he's quite short.
Really?
No, Jack tripped over him.
No.
Did you mistaken him for a small cow?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, he's not like teeny tiny or anything, but there was a noticeable difference. But I know that Vince likes tall people and that. I don't understand how they forgot that AJ Styles is a former WWE champion in that.
Yeah, but they're not going to be at the top all the time, are they, Jack? At least he's losing the people, making them look better.
He's a heel as well, though, so it's nice to see the heel not having the property destroyed like Drew McIntyre did to Jinder, but it's nice to see him getting their comeuppance in a different way, like a shocking roll-up.
Yeah. I'm all right with AJ Styles losing, if there's a purpose to it. They're building up to this tag title match at the pay-per-view.
Lads.
Well, you don't want AJ Styles to lose ever?
Well, no, it's not that. It's just, to be fair, I am biased, because nothing against the lads themselves, but I hate this incarnation of the Viking Raiders. So I really am. Oh, yes. Yeah,
why'd you hate them?
Yes. Because they're funny, but they're not. They shouldn't be funny. They're War Machine. Do you know what War Machine rules are, Maffew?
Yeah, because they do them every single time I watch it.
There are no rules. And then we're sat there in the timekeeper's area, like, when's he going to say it? Like, because we were just waiting at the ring bell. Like,
F. Michael Elgin.
I was about to say, you know what are War Machine rules? Something about Michael Elgin, something, keep it PG.
Yeah, F him.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Wow, if only we had some sort of indication beforehand that he was a rotten individual. Oh, well. Sheamus is furious at having it. Yeah, that worked! Yay, thank God. I was getting really annoyed. Sheamus is furious at having to defend his title and attacks Humberto Carrillo backstage. Resident backstage nice person Damian Priest checks on Carrillo, who insists he can still wrestle. He dramatically, heroically, bravely makes his way to the ring. He loses to Sheamus in seconds, and then Sheamus attempts a beat down, but Priest makes the save.
He's the new Daniel Bryan.
Now
losing to Sheamus in 20 seconds.
I've made a big hoo-ha about integrity in this podcast today, but I think there's a difference between integrity and just being damn stupid and naive. And I think Humberto has been stupid and naive in his actions on this week's Raw. Just know when you're beat. That's what I would say to the kids out there today. Why am I giving advice to kids all of a sudden today? Yeah, he shouldn't have gone out there. It's Sheamus, for goodness sake. It's not Shanky. I was trying to think of another wrestler.
Huge.
I was trying to think of another wrestler that begins with S. Couldn't think of it's not Spanky. Slapjack. There you go. That's a good example. But yeah, I thought.
Oh, I would have gone out if it was Slapjack.
No, stay away. You know when the announcers used to like peg it when Retribution would come along. Imagine if they have to like do it just to play along. If Slapjack comes in, they're like, "Oh God." Just walking off.
Right, we're humoring them, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh no! And Corey's explaining to the new guy, no, come on, you have to stand up. It's like, why would look at him? No, don't say it.
There was one time when Retribution invaded not the Thunderdome, the one before, the Performance Center.
Oh,
and
God,
honestly, Michael Cole pegged it, and it made me laugh so much. Do you remember that one, Ross?
Yeah, and he ran up the ramp.
Yeah. It was like, Zoink Scoob! Oh, amazing.
It was like he was genuinely fearing for his life. It was really good.
He's got a burst of pace on him as Michael Cole. Like,
I was shocked. I couldn't believe
in
it.
a three-piece suit as well. Straight up the ramp he was, like a rat up a drain pipe.
Can we do like a fake news bit and just present it as real? That like, the reason why Michael Cole ran so effectively is because he wasn't told that was happening. He thought that was legit.
But that's what it looked like. Can you believe that Retribution and Raw Underground, I think, started in the same week, maybe? What a time that was. God. Anyway.
Yeah, the big book of ideas that lasted 3 weeks. And then Retribution lost nearly all of their matches they had on Raw.
Then they started winning a few, and then they lost some more. The one, like, I think they got up to maybe 3 or 4 wins in a row in different, like, sort of Ali would have a match, and then the two big lads would have a match. And then they would just lose some more. What a weird mess.
Mustafa Ali is like, aha, it's all right. I will lead this group to greatness. And then they threw him out. Then they dissolved. Ali's doing something on Main Event. Oh, great.
Ali's Don
So
King
weird.
now for some reason with Mansoor. Yeah.
Mansoor. Oh, you weren't here last week,
Oh,
Ross?
no.
Mansoor's French now. Because Maffew can't pronounce his name.
I was just like,
Mansoor.
Mansoor.
Yeah.
You know, that famous French wrestler. Oh, God, Mansoor.
Oui, oui.
Yeah.
Oh, it got a lot of laughs last week. It did.
It did, yes. Somewhere.
Isn't it weird that, like, Mansoor is like Mister?
Yeah.
Just like, hey, Mister. But it's like Mansoor.
Mansoor.
The French language is beautiful, isn't it?
Like a horse.
Oui, oui.
Hey, Mister. Hey, Mister. No, Mansoor.
Oui, oui. Kelsey P.
Yeah.
But back to this match,
habite le WWE main event.
You live in the main event, do you?
That's right. That's what I meant to say.
I need to say something about Damian Priest at the end of this matchup because he's got, presumably, another big thing in WWE just by being somebody else's friend. And I think that's disgusting. It lacks integrity.
Yeah. Sorry to cut in. If you can hear some horrible noise in the background, it's the big rubbish truck going, stop, this vehicle is reversing. But I think the battery's going, so it sounded really, like, quite threatening.
Priest is...
Carry on.
Priest is... Carrillo, I think he was nice to Riddle last week, and he was nice to Carrillo this week. And I was worried that he was just going to become nice man backstage. But I was pleased that he ran off Sheamus afterwards, because at least it means he might get the US title, I suppose.
Got himself a US title shot just by being somebody's friend. What a freeloader. What a freeloader. He'll be dancing in the moonlight tonight, won't he, Captain? That's what I've got written down on my thing there, because that's a funny joke.
That I like that.
Terrible.
That
wasn't a ha-ha-ha one, but it was a... it's a nice one.
I've deliberately mistaken top loader for freeloader.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah.
They're always good when you have to explain them.
No, sorry, that is my... I was thinking of the Thin Lizzy song, and I was like, what? But, yeah.
There's not a band called Freeloader, is there? But we all know one.
No idea.
Did you think Top Loader were called Freeloader for a second, Matthew?
I just heard Loader and then Dancing in the Moonlight, and I just didn't care about say things like facts or names.
You know what I thought for the longest time? Alan Davis of Jonathan Creek fame was the lead singer of Top Loader. Just because they've got curly. Just because they've got curly.
Oh, because they both got curly hair.
Yeah, that's it.
The guy from Top Loader's married to someone famous.
Did you know that
It's a
Dancing in the
Sheamus.
Moonlight... I'm sure I've mentioned this in the podcast before, maybe. I've said it somewhere. Dancing in the Moonlight is a cover. I had no idea. It's like a more upbeat, jazzy number from the 60s, I think.
Oh, is it? It's always awkward when your biggest hit's a cover, because then you don't make that much money off it.
Dan Hipgrave. No, he's the guitarist. But I think he's still married to someone famous.
Is it
Gail
Alan
Porter.
Davis?
No, it's Gail Porter.
Oh.
She was on CBBC, wasn't she, when we were young?
Yeah.
Gail Porter?
Yes, she was. Oh, they're divorced. I feel bad.
Oh.
Right.
So yeah, Sheamus Priest coming soon. Woohoo! Backstage, Riddle talks about how if he wins the briefcase, he wants to use it for a title shot for him and Orton.
Title
shot.
Monsieur.
Miz runs over Riddle's foot in his wheelchair. Attaboy. Morrison takes on Ricochet. Oh, here we go. In a Falls Count Anywhere match. And Riddle turns up to tip over Miz's wheelchair. So, last few Raws, Ricochet's gone, here lads, watch this. He's done something crazy outside. And got myself counted out. And I've gone, lol, you're an idiot. Instead of your next 450 splash or moonsault, how about your next spot be win something? So would you believe it? Challenges John Morrison to a Falls Count Anywhere match so he could do all the crazy stuff the outside. And he won! Is this the same Ricochet?
I was shocked at how much they did in this matchup here, but then I was just sat there thinking, this must be their equivalent of going, look everybody, the casual fans, this is what Money in the Bank is. Before Money in the Bank happens, like before Rumble, they'll go, this is how someone goes over the top rope, and they are eliminated a million times.
If this was what was to happen on Sunday, then they would be the winner. Yeah.
So I think this
Meaning,
is what...
Ricochet is definitely not winning this match.
This was their version of the Money in the Bank Rumble over the top thing, numerous times on Raw. But I thought it was a sensational matchup. John Morrison do what he does, because he's got to be in his early 40s, hasn't he? Something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Staggering what he can still do. The neck breaker, I've got written down here. The neck breaker from the ropes, the ring apron, and the floor. I forget what it was, but it was gnarly, wasn't it?
He's a genetic freak, and he's not normal.
Oh, it's great stuff from Johnny Nursing Home. But yeah, so just Ricochet looking good, Ricochet looking smart, Ricochet not looking like a dum-dum. How long will this last? Not long, probably, but still, for 1 week, the planets aligned.
Till he goes on Instagram again.
He starts arguing with people. What did someone retweet or get brought up again when Ethan Page, he went to Ethan Page and criticised something like his body, and Ethan Page replied something like, you didn't say this to Samoa Joe or any of the big wrestlers. You said this to me because you don't respect me. That's fine. I'm going to keep on working hard, and I'll just remember the fact that you're a good in-ring guy, but you can't do a promo without sounding like a stuttering Bugs Bunny.
Hey!
And I was like, wow, Ethan Page... Oof, you're not that high up. You should be saying stuff like that. And a few years later, I was like, oh.
Sam Driver's jacked cousin doesn't. He's swinging for the fences.
Oh my god!
I'm not the person who invented that. People started when Sam had dark hair, rather than what colour is it now?
It changes from
it
day
does
to
changes.
day.
Like the staircases, they like to change. That was a Harry Potter.
You did that last week as well.
Did I? Oh.
Have you just seen the Harry Potter films again?
Philosopher's Stone was on a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
I watched the start of that, like when he gets his wand. Is it that one where he gets his wand at the start? And like,
the first Harry Potter film.
Yeah. From Ollivanders.
Oh, this is bloody interesting. So this is like you getting this wand because the wand chooses the wizard, and this wand is an evil wand because it belonged to he who must not be named.
Yeah. He says this wizard.
Here you go. Here's part of the one that killed your family.
Killed your parents.
You should get along fantastic. What?
The worst
Yes.
Worst part of that film is Dumbledore's bias, right? At the end, for the House Cup, right? All the halls decked out in green for Slytherin. Okay? I'm not a big fan of Slytherin or whatever, but they've won the House Cup, right? And then Dumbledore goes, one moment, there's some more points to allocate now. And he gives out enough points to... And then he goes, let's have a change of decoration. And then it all changes. And I'm like, there's probably some really well-behaved kids in Slytherin who aren't Draco Malfoy, who've really worked hard all year for those house points. And Dumbledore's just absolutely had them. And it's really sad.
As we've learned by being England fans in this Euro tournament, the actions of a select few idiots really tarnishes the reputation of an entire thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, that's a good way to bring that round. But I'm thinking of first Dumbledore. The Dumbledore actors are about like Drew McIntyre now, aren't they? The first Dumbledores are like Drew McIntyre building up to WrestleMania. Wow, this guy's good. You can really feel empathetic. He's going to sort things out. I'm full of confidence. Is awesome. And now, the last year, he's been the second Dumbledore. He's just an arsehole.
Hey, you cannot, make Hagrid unhappy here, lads. All this knocking of Dumbledore. You cannot speak ill of insert first name Dumbledore.
Albus.
But
yeah, Hagrid loves him, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So Dumbledore, what happened with my parents? Well, you see, Harry, William Wallace one time. He went to Loch Ness Monster and he said, "Ow, pal, give me shortbread." And that's what happened to your parents.
I was like, where's this going? How's he going to get this?
Yeah.
Is the Drew segment next? No.
Yes, it is. Icarus. Scottish beef
he's moved
brother.
on.
I forgot to put
He's
that
run
in,
out.
so.
The Wikipedia page for Scotland has gone to the end. He's reading the citations now. So now he's moved on to myth.
Greek,
I wish
Greek
I'd written down more context here, because I've just put down Icarus, Scottish beef brother. Drew is Captain Cringe these days. It needs to stop. That's what I've
Yeah, I didn't. I'm sorry, I forgot to put this.
No,
in
it's all right. Don't worry. We all remember it, sadly.
Yeah,
Drew started talking about the myth of Icarus, who flew, if people who don't know the myth, who flew too close to the sun.
We all know
he made up.
Icarus.
Yeah, just in case his kids are like, what are we
I
talking about?
watched Chikara.
Yeah. He made wings for himself, and he got told they've got oil and stuff in them. Don't fly too high at the sun because
I think his dad made the wings.
Yeah, his dad made the wings. And he went, all right. He's like, God, this fly malarkey's pretty all right. I
I'm
think I'll go a
plus
bit
this.
higher. And they're like, that's the exact opposite thing of the advice I gave you. The wings burned and he fell. And his dad's like, oh, gutted. Spent ages making them. And so Drew said this. He goes, well, you know the myth of Icarus where he flew too close to the sun? Well, I'm going to go close to the sun and win this Sunday by climbing up the ladder. I'm like, that is the worst possible myth you could have used.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what Icarus did. And that's not listen to the advice and try and climb. Fantastic.
It's foreshadowing, lads. It's foreshadowing because the sun... remember the Teletubbies, how he had the baby's face in the sun? Well, on Sunday, inside the sun will be Jinder Mahal's face. And at this point, I think on the SmackDown podcast or whatever, Tom will be going, John,
Oh,
do a thing,
yeah.
John. So the Teletubby's son, with Drew McIntyre climbing a ladder towards it and Jinder's face in the sun, is what's going to happen this Sunday. Therefore, his stupidness makes complete sense.
That's good. But I had just thought, what if Drew goes and gets the briefcase and I won? And then Jinder appears in the Titantron like the sun and goes, no, Drew, that's a replica. And presses a button and the actual thing drops down and goes, what? And then by the time he realises someone's pushed him off a ladder, he's landed on something painful.
Drew's briefcase starts to crumble and it's a cake.
No! This is a fake briefcase. Yeah, that'll happen.
Then he gives us a history lesson on Mary Berry if it is a cake. Another famous historical person. She joined the Great British Bake Off in the year 2011. I don't know. I
need a girl like Mary Berry cake up in the kitchen. There's a song called Mary Berry where the guy says, I need a girl like Mary Berry cake up in the kitchen.
While we're here, I'm fully Prue dog me. Prue is better than Mary Berry in every way.
Are you going to start saying Matt Lucas is better than Mel Gedroych and Sue Perkins?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not at all.
Good. Yeah, fine.
But Prue dog is much better than Mary Berry.
Yeah. I need to get Owen's opinion on Paul Hollywood as a fellow Scouser. I wonder if Paul has such a snaky reputation in Liverpool as he does.
It's the eyes, man. It's the eyes. I get lost in his eyes watching Bake Off sometimes. They're dazzling. I
just read a thing that I think I've mentioned it on a video before where it was like Paul Hollywood breaks up with girlfriend of 24 years. I was like, that's sad. And then I read the sentence again and it was actually Paul Hollywood breaks up with 24-year-old girlfriend. I was like, that makes more sense. That's more Paul Hollywood. Yeah.
Anyway, that's Hollywood, brother.
Hollywood, Paul Hollywood.
Yeah.
Just imagine he grew up with a different surname until he turned a bit of a dick in his mid-30s.
Yeah.
Renamed himself Paul Hollywood.
Hollywood, Paul Hollywood.
Yeah, it was Paul Hogan before this, but it just didn't work out. Rhea Ripley beats Natalya. Was attacked by Charlotte Flair afterwards.
Ross was saying that when he saw Charlotte put in the boots to Rhea Ripley, it's made him fear for Rhea's title reign.
And with SummerSlam apparently being the WrestleMania that WrestleMania 37 couldn't quite be because of the vid. I think Charlotte walking in with a title belt is something they will do. And Rhea's title reign has been piss poor.
Yeah.
Piss poor. And I think her and Charlotte have been doing some good things. It's just the fact it is Charlotte that people don't like it because how many times we've been here before. But I think Charlotte's going to win on the weekend there. I hope I'm wrong, but I think she will. Yeah.
Who have you got out of interest, Ross, in the men's MITB?
Big E.
Okay.
Wait, is this not the big question?
Oh, I'll save it. I'll save it.
Oh, no, I'm not doing what's the best match going to be. This is my predictions.
I'm sure we'll bring it up.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
They've clicked. We've already got the money. It's kind of awkward because Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, I like it when they do something a bit different or they do this or that, they go outside the box. I'm annoyed because they've done this with the Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley thing where they've had Rhea be, look, I'm going to just Charlotte Flair, and you're all going to be on board, right? It looks like no one is on board and it's not really working as well as everyone thought it was going to be. So I'm good at that. They've actually tried to do something a bit different, slightly a bit smart, and people have gone, don't get this. Why not have Rhea Ripley simply eat Charlotte Flair, the smaller of the humans? Oh well. But if what you're saying is true, they have got the 2 Goldberg matches to use up. And from what you were saying before there, Ross, are you trying to say that after the Lashley thing sorted out, Goldberg's coming for Charlotte Flair?
Why not? I'd watch it.
I'd watch that.
That would be the most interesting thing Goldberg's done in years.
Yeah.
Having a match with Charlotte Flair. But, yeah.
Because Charlotte's like, wait. There's only room for one overpushed wrestler people are sick of in WWE. And it ain't ye, Goldberg.
I don't know how they'll... I don't know how, if that happened, how they decide who wins. It'd be like 2 magnets getting too close to each other.
Did Rick and Goldberg ever do anything big at WCW? I don't think they did.
Not really.
Yeah.
Goldberg beat him a few times on TV, but it was never anything other than,
oh my
that's
God.
it, Goldberg's going to win.
You know the podcast that the New Legacy Inc. guys do? Deadlock, I think.
Yeah.
There's a bit where someone synced it with the real footage of them talking about a Scott Steiner promo where he just goes off on Ric Flair, even though he's got nothing to do with...
Oh, the 2001, yeah. He got suspended for that one.
Did he? He's not building up to a match with Ric Flair. He just keeps going, and Ric Flair! And he's like... He talks about how Ric Flair stole Buddy Rogers' gimmick. Yeah. And how he goes, why don't WCW hire Buddy Rogers? Now, I know Buddy Rogers is dead, rest his soul. I'm like, Scott, what are you doing here?
Scott Steiner in the year 2000 was the coolest dude in the company because unlike Steve Austin's like, I'll do what I want and this. No, Scott Steiner literally did what he wanted. Even WCW's like, no, you're not feuding with Ric Flair. Why are you talking about that? And everyone, you got Steve Austin fired and let go of the company, so everyone switches over from Nitro to Raw because WCW sucks. And be like, wait, why would you say this?
He's saying this on WCW. He's saying this on the show, and then it'll die down a bit, and then he'll go, and all my freaks, they're all like behind him, and then he just forgets again, and he just goes, and Ric Flair, you all bastard! It's amazing.
He legit hates Rick to this day. You're always crying backstage. He did have a promo like a few weeks later where he got some false teeth. He goes, "Hey, it's me, Rick." Like you're not feuding with him. There's nothing going on. There's no angle.
I don't think either of them had a match on the next pay-per-view.
No,
or maybe Steiner didn't anyway.
I don't think they ever wrestled each other ever again. I think Rick. Maybe I'm reading this. But I think it's like, no, I don't want anything to do with that crazy person.
Who are Scott Steiner's friends? Who are they?
Rick Steiner.
No, he's got his freaks.
Yeah, the freaks.
But does he have any, like Sheamus and Cesaro, well-known pals? Has he got any sort of well-known pals in the business?
Main event Maffew, all the lads. No, I don't know. I don't know if he does.
P.D. Williams.
Is everyone not just scared of Scott Steiner?
Probably.
Well, you'd always say like. The Steiners would say that they were professional, always be. But if someone would like, you guys are a bit unsafe, or questioned their workmanship, their professionalism, and everything like that, then they would get annoyed. Wait, you think we're going to hurt you for real? We weren't. But now you've said that. Oh, you're dead. You're so dead.
I showed my mate who doesn't know about wrestling. I showed him the Steiner maths promo.
Oh.
And he paused it like 3 seconds in and went, just one thing. Does he shout all the time? And I was like, yeah, he shouts the entire time that he talks, he shouts all the time. What a character Scott Steiner is.
Again, I know we could just talk about Scott Steiner all day, but the last thing was the issue he had in, I think, 2008, 99, where he was claimed he hit someone with his Hummer twice. And Steiner's defense was, it was a Hummer. Of course, if I hit him once, he'd be dead. And he still lost the case. He still had to pay the dude money. And it was these things like, how did that work? Like, I literally can't imagine tapping someone with your Hummer twice. Anyway, sorry. MVP brings up, who cares? MVP brings out Lashley to the VIP lounge to help him blow off some steam, Bennett. Especially after losing the Woods earlier on. Lashley arrives and asks the lovely ladies to leave. He absolutely one of them goes to AEW. He absolutely trashes MVP's set and promises to take care of Kofi Kingston on Sunday and get rid of this BS. MVP looks good.
Big fan of this segment, I am.
Yeah, it was good.
Just the way it's going. I hope it's just Bobby getting rid of the lovely ladies and not actually MVP himself, because I think Bobby still needs a mouthpiece. I still think he needs one.
Yeah.
But, an MVP is a very good one. And Leo Rush is otherwise engaged now, isn't he? He's retired, hasn't he?
But the Sheamus.
Yeah.
Buying the love stories. But bless Leo Rush. What was the last story he was involved in? He won the AAA Cruiserweight title, I believe. Don't quote me on that one. On MLW, I think against the Laredo Kid. And then AAA is like, forget it now, change our minds. And just pretend it never happened.
Oh.
And apparently, Leo Rush found out when he was watching AAA. Here's Laredo Kid with the title. He's never lost it. It's like, what? Swear I beat you for that. So there's photos and videos of me holding it. Nah? Oh, okay.
Bloody hell.
Sorry, any excuse to bring up Lucha Libre drama, because it's way more interesting than anything that's happening in North America right now.
Good.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, good segment.
Go on then. Go on, mate. Go on.
What?
Go on, mate. Next one.
NXT. Dakota Kai beats Ember Moon and celebrates with Raquel Gonzalez. Xia Li shows up to say she wants a shot at Gonzalez's title. Raquel says, Ari.
Who was it saying they are seeing a title change coming here? Tom, maybe. I disagree, but who said that?
It's going to end with shenanigans. They're not going to beat Xia Li clean, I don't think. Yeah.
Investment
they put into her. I could maybe see it.
Oh, maybe it was you I was talking to then.
I don't think it was.
We don't talk about wrestling when we're off camera. No.
Yeah.
It must be Tom.
So that guy you passed at wearing your hoodie. Oh, nice hoodie. By the way, I think Xia.
To be fair though, Raquel's title reign hasn't hit the height, has it?
She is the height. What about?
No.
She is the height, yeah. She's always seemed to be with Dakota though, doesn't she? She's not seemed to have broken away and become her own thing. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I'd quite like Dakota to turn on her. Try and get the title herself.
She might do.
I'd love that.
Nah.
Dakota's class.
Why would you attack the ATM with spin out fivers? That's a ridiculous idea.
I tell you what though, during this match, I thought it was very apparent that Ember Moon was pulling out all the stops just this is a hack theory on my part, just to show the main event creative team, go on, here's what you could have had, but I didn't want to come. The way she was selling for Dakota was amazing. Whatever the move's called that Dakota does, which is like a crossroads but going the other way. Don't know what she calls it, but the sell Ember did for that was astonishing.
She's class.
So funny you said and Ember Moon wishes all the best to her colleague who was sodded off now. Cool, and they moved on. I was like, all right. Bobby Fish wants to fight Roderick Strong, but Malcolm Bivens is like, are you kidding? You're like 80. Instead replaces Strong with Tyler Rust, because that is also how you describe Bobby Fish's bones. Rust beats Fish with a distraction from Strong, and the Diamond Mine surround Fish after the match, but Kushida runs in to make sure we do not get battered fish for supper tonight.
Can we...
Go on.
No, go on. I've cut you off enough this podcast.
I love Malcolm Bivens. That's all I was going to say, Ross. Go on.
I like Malcolm Bivens too. It was fantastic to see him get to speak more, because so far it's been short promos, hasn't it, for Mr. Bivens? But I like the Diamond Mines shtick of best wrestler, best coaches, best prospect. But then I think he needs a new name. It might just be me. We cannot have Tyler Rust in the Diamond Mine. Can we? Surely. Just call him something cool like...
Go on. What would you have his name as?
What would you say? Like Dick Golden Balls.
Dick Golden
Balls. He's too busy doing knee surgery on Daisy.
So, from now on, I'm making a note in my phone. Whenever Tyler Rust has a match, we have to call him Dick Golden Balls on the podcast.
Dick Golden Balls. I think that's a much more fitting name for someone in the Diamond Mine than Tyler bloody
Dick
Rust.
Golden Balls.
Dick Golden Balls of the Diamond Mine.
What's the other guy going to be called? We need a...
The other guy.
I don't know.
The trainer. I forgot his name already. But
No.
Trainer McTrainer face.
Yeah. Where do I put this? I nearly put it in my note about it's got my second vaccine confirmation code in, so when I showed that to them, it would just say Dick Golden Pulse. Oh dear me.
But I remember it was Chris Renfrew once told me never to trust a professional wrestler who doesn't wear knee pads, and I think that was proven right here because Tyler Rust, or Dick Golden Balls, doesn't wear knee pads, and I think he seems quite untrustworthy with his mannerisms and whatnot.
Yeah, it's true.
Dick Golden Balls. The suplex from Bobby Fish into the ropes was a gnarly part of the match, but apart from that, it was just fine, wasn't it?
How gnarly?
Pretty gnarly, bro.
Not the most gnarly.
Not the most gnarly, no.
Okay, right.
But here's a huge scoop for you. This
Huge
week's
scoop.
Move of the Week did happen on NXT.
Saray beat, is it Gigi?
Gigi Dolan.
Gigi Dolan with Mandy Rose watching on for some reason.
I
That's
love
right.
this.
I
love
waited.
this so much. I love this. Mandy Rose doing the Charlotte Flair of like, yeah, kid, that wasn't too bad. I'm here for that kind of poo-housery from Mandy Rose.
Grizzled young veteran, Mandy Rose.
Yeah.
Oh, man, fantastic scenes. This match was rough and rugged. It wasn't the most fluid, but sometimes that's good. And I thought that was good for this match because it was like they weren't quite singing from the same hymn sheet, but I thought that added to the grittiness and the action that we saw inside of the squared circle.
I agree completely, Ross.
Mandy, what's happened there? What's happened there?
It's a big time for women leaving different labels and going and just sodding off and forgetting feuds.
Yeah.
Shall we skip ahead to the segment where she confronted people backstage? We'll leave that for later on because I need to speak about my move of the week. Richard, hit the thing, will you please?
Oh my! Oh baby!
I don't know if anyone else screamed Shearer at the top of their lungs when Saray just did that drop kick into the face of Gigi Dolan, because I did. That was absolutely fantastic. It was in the closing stage of the match. Gigi sort of like laying back on the bottom rope, and in she comes, both feet, like to the head of Neil Lennon, which is a reference that a lot of people won't get.
Didn't even get a red card.
She hoofed it. Wait, Neil Lennon headbutted his foot. She just hoofed her right in the face, and it looked awful. Awful in the way like it hurt Gigi Dolan, like legitimately, not like awful as in bad.
Well, this is your move of the week. It looked so dangerous.
It looked so dangerous. It was just like because she walked away from the match. I assume she's fine. I hope she is. Gigi, that is. Sorry, pronouns, pal.
The curse of the podcast of the week. She's dead.
What was it
It's
last?
such a risk to make a joke.
What was it? What was it last week?
Bailey's injury.
Bailey's injury. Oh
Yeah.
God, imagine. I mean, it's been 2 days. Bailey's injury happened on Thursday last week, I believe.
I'm just going to Google
Is Goldberg the bad news? Can we hope that's it?
Yeah, why not?
Gigi Dolan.
But that is the move of the week. Saray just kicking Gigi Dolan in the head because sometimes you don't need to be beautiful in professional wrestling with the maneuvers you do and whatnot. Sometimes just a hoof to the face will do.
The latest news about Gigi Dolan is Saray accepts a challenge from Gigi Dolan, and we know how that went.
So the match never happened.
That would be the crafty edit from the podcast of the week. Santos Escobar faces Dexter Lumis and beats him after interference from Legado del Fantasma. The trio run into Hit Row, and the two groups talk trash to each other. So I think Hit Row's going to be good because Fantasma are bad. Indy Hartwell tries to carry Dexter Lumis to the back, but he's too heavy. With love. They're about to kiss, but Candice LeRae goes, no, absolutely not, no.
Candice is such a spoil sport.
I know, she deprived us of a live sex commiseration. I tell you what, lads, this might be a bit too far on my part, but I fell back in love with Dexter Lumis during this matchup. This was like 2019, 2020 Dexter Lumis before they jumped the shark with him. I thought this was all the hallmarks. I've gone back to Bootlegger again. I've been watching Bootlegger. I don't know if has Bootlegger been outed as a wrong or something. Jack, do you know?
I don't know. I just always assumed he was. He's just a Wrexham fan who gets drunk and makes videos of himself.
I've started quoting him. I've started quoting him, and I was about to say that had the hallmarks of an absolute classic Dexter Loomis fight, which is just it's Bootlegger, but it makes no sense. But yeah, I think I said Bootlegger there. Loomis was back to what he was, and I was very much on board with it. The stuff with under the ring where Phantasma was around the ring going, no, he's under that way, no, he's there, and he grabs him by the thing and slivers out. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good carry job by Santos, and then Indy. High five.
From the fantastic, though, we now go to the absolutely awful, which is Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle, what's happened to Kyle? What's happened to him?
What's happened, Care?
He's so naff now. He's just...
He cannot do the serious thing. He sounds too much like...
wanky, like a tosser.
Yeah, there we go. You know what? I was going to say. Yeah, wanky. He doesn't sound serious. He doesn't... He lacks that. Adam Cole, at least... Oh, I'm about to give him a compliment, but at least when he's doing serious Adam Cole, before a 45-minute match, and he's just getting warmed up then for the first fall, he sounds serious and you can get invested in him. Kyle sounds like a cartoon character.
Adam
He's
Cole
so bland.
got it. Adam Cole's got it all, and I hate Maffew's Adam Cole slander.
Now, it's just seeing these endless main events with him that I've been watching half my life now.
Yeah.
A lovely man on Twitch. This is just me, like, the NXT dude. I'm not, like, fussed about him. Twitch Adam Cole can get it.
Oh, hey!
Well, got agreement there.
Yeah. I'd agree, yeah.
But what were you about to say there, Jack? Because I know that you love Kyle O'Reilly so much.
It was Ross who was about to say something. It was Ross who was about to say something.
Ross, then.
I was just going to say Kyle's just very bland and unlikable now. I just think it's just this shtick they've got him doing is not what... Kyle O'Reilly would be a lot more popular if they just let him be what he was in Undisputed Era, but under the guise of a babyface role. Just let him be, like, very sort of piss-takey, very sort of off-the-cuff. He just always used to steal whatever segment he was in, never mind what position he was in the segment. If he was in the background, he would do something funny to just steal the segment. But now he's just like, yeah, I'm here to fight a good fight. Sometimes we lose in life, and that's okay. Get in the bin, will you, Kyle?
Yeah.
It's such a shame.
I thought you could have said the worst bit, which, I forgot about this Kyle O'Reilly bit until you brought it up. The first round of the breakout tournament, Eichmann Jiro, Eichmann meaning handsome in Japanese, loses to Duke Hudson. And honest to God, I didn't realise this was Brendan Vink.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I Duke Hudson is some dude from Evolve, right? It's like, no, it's Brendan Vink. I went,
until I was researching these to write these notes, I was like, oh my God, it's Brendan Vink.
To be fair, he has, like, lost a bit, like, shredded himself. Is that the right term?
He's got shredded down.
He's like proper, like, leaned out. Is that the right way? But
shredded
he's pooed
up
a lot.
and down.
I thought he looked fantastic in this matchup, me. Did old Duke Hudson.
Yeah. Last time he looked this good was on Raw, beating Ricochet. Can't believe that happened. Surprised, because I liked Eichmann. I liked his attitude. I liked the fact that they showed, I'm trained by Tajiri and the Great Muta and the Cruel Get and the WWE Editing people. They used clips of Great Muta from WCW 2000.
Well, it's the only ones they can use.
What?
Probably.
The WCW
used 95?
No, 2000. Oh,
Sting?
Yeah. Like New Japan, whatever. But like, no, they could have used like any of the late 80s stuff for Magnificent. No, like Great Muta in for a vacation.
Yeah.
Was Great Muta still good like in 95 when he was doing this? You know when WCW had the New Japan crossover and they did like, was it the Great American Bash thing?
It was Starrcade.
I feel like
Starrcade 95. I don't think he was there actually, Muta.
I feel like he was still 95. Good in New Japan.
Didn't he face Sting
in the mid-90s were cruel for him. He just when he wanted to half-arse it, he'd half-arse it. And it was only when he really... This is very abbreviated. I'm sure some New Japan fans are going to go, that's completely wrong, Maffew. But I remember seeing the matches in the mid-90s, right? I'm going to do the Great Muta stuff. Like, do you have to?
I thought he was meant to... I thought that was like his peak. Or was that earlier?
In the mid-90s, no. No, when he wanted to... When he couldn't be bothered, he couldn't be bothered. But then he shaved his head and became amazing again, so...
What happened with... Oh, no, it was Chono who just got injured all the time, wasn't it? That was different. Well, they all got injured all the time. It was New Japan.
Yeah. I'm having a look, because I remember him actually being in WCW 2095 for that little thing. You'd think
there's a thing on my... I'm just going off the memory of my Sting VHS that I used to watch when I was a kid. And he faced Muta on that in WCW from like just before he turned into the Crow.
Yeah, it would have done some stuff there. That would have been... Yeah, maybe you're right, actually. Yeah, you know what? I'll assume you're right rather than making this content. You are right, Ross. I'm wrong.
I might be wrong.
Yeah. The point is, Brendan Vink has had a name change, lost some weight, and now he's beating people. Great.
And he's kicking folk in the head, which is, as I said earlier, just sometimes that's better. He did that move where he had them up and then just he threw them forwards and then just hoofed them in the face. And then did a double sledgehammer. And I was like, go on, Brendan, Duke Hudson.
Go on, Duke.
Go on, Duke. Nukem. Backstage, Pete Dunne says he wants the winner of tonight's NXT title match. Timothy Thatcher shows up and says, them's fighting words, saying you're the best technical wrestler in NXT. And he goes, oh yeah, we're going to do about it. And then Ciampa
just comes in.
I'll show you how technical I am, and punched him. And they went for a brawl with Dunne and won he. That should be good.
Can someone get this lad, this beautiful Birmingham boy, just a one-on-one title match? What's he got to do? It feels like he's been lurking around the scene for a while now. I know he was in the multi-man where Karrion Kross beat everyone, but apart from that, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope he faces
good point,
Samoa
Jack.
Joe, me. That's one of 3 matches Samoa Joe's got to have, in my opinion, in NXT. If he
Who are
can
the other two?
Karrion Kross and Adam Cole.
It looks like Cole's... We'll get to that in a second.
Just the way they're setting things up. That's 3 matches he's got to have.
Yeah. And Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter beat the Robert Stone brand of Alia and Jessie Camille. Alia slaps Robert Stone after the match and leaves the group. Oh no. Then Frankie Monet comes down to the ring and appears to recruit Jessie Camille. Later on, Stone tracks down Camille and Monet, but Mandy Rose interrupts and says the group is under new management. All stables, all the time.
So does that mean that Mandy is the leader, or she was just going, oh, looks like you're under new management with Frankie Monet?
Oh, she was just saying, look what's happened. She's just commenting on the situation. I would love it if it was that. I feel like she's the new manager.
The grizzled veteran.
Of the Rose Bush or whatever they're going to be called. No.
The Rose Bush?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I was just trying to think of a pun for the...
And making their way to the ring, the Bush.
God's sake. The Rose and Thorn. Oh, sounds like a pub. I don't know.
It could be like the Petals.
The Petals.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's very condescending, that. Did you ever get called Petal by a teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, we had this teacher called Mr. Cushnan. Didn't like him. He always used to call us Petal when he was telling us off. Is that right now, Petal? He tried to emasculate you. Whoa, what a bastard.
If they're going up the ranks, they become self-raising flowers. Oof.
I'm excited to see what their new name is. And I hope it's the Rosebud.
Sorry. It's several... Sorry. In several vignettes, we see Cameron Grimes at LA Knight Butler, and he's actually having a decent time. I actually really enjoy these bits because you're like, it's me, LA Knight, aka The Rock, and I've got a new butler, and I'm going to cut your hair, and you have to dress like a penguin. What do you think? Feel really foolish, don't you? This Cameron Grimes. I look amazing. Look at that. I look all dandy. And then he's
Cut
like,
my lawn. And then Cameron Grimes is like, I'm a millionaire as well, so I've hired this kid.
and then it's like, oh yeah, you are rich. Oh.
Yeah, you are. It
awkward.
doesn't mean you're not rich anymore, I guess.
I'm a millionaire butler.
Yeah.
Even better, he's like, you have to mow all this lawn. He's like, all this lawn? He's like, yeah. He's like, that's fine. This ain't a big lawn. I'll do a good job too.
You make him sound so sassy. Look at
He had a hell of a time, mate. I was like, oh, here we go. These segments, these should be fun. But I'm like, LA Knight just going, this isn't really all I had in mind, to be honest with you. I thought you could have a miserable time of it. And you're having more fun butlering than I am bossing you around.
It's a wonderful subversion of an old trope, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Proper innocent, good fun. Had by all.
Lots of integrity.
Very little intelligence.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And then Adam Cole says Kyle O'Reilly should rethink his desire for a rematch. He also insults Samoa Joe before saying there's no one man enough to face him. Bronson Reed comes out and knocks Cole out the ring. I guess because he's the size of two men.
I was shocked that Bronson was there after losing the title. I thought that was him done, going to the main roster after Vince McMahon's performance center scouting session. But now it looks like he's going to get beat by Adam Cole.
Yeah, maybe that's it. He's doing the JOB on the way out.
Because for some reason, Adam Cole is a heel who is always right.
Yeah.
Oh, they do your head in, don't they? Which I guess is the point, but still. That's not how wrestling works.
He's always right and he's always good. Like, they're always like, oh, Adam Cole, he's going to win. And is he a mini Triple H? Is that what he's becoming?
Triple H is living vicariously through Adam Cole.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Karrion Kross beats Johnny Gargano to retain the NXT title.
Get in,
Samoa
Maffew!
Joe as
Come
guest referee. Yes, what an episode of NXT this was. AEW who? After the match, Kross chokes out Joe to end the show. You stupid idiot. But the match, again, is weird because the crowd is just cheering Johnny Gargano. They're booing Karrion Kross. I don't know if they're supposed to be doing that. I don't know if WWE has a plan with what's happening with Karrion Kross. Other than your new gimmick, right, pal, is you're rubbish. And get this.
No.
Every time you feud with somebody, they're going to point out how rubbish you are. And the crowd's going to go, you're right, you're rubbish.
His gimmick is that everyone thinks he's rubbish. But he's not. It's weird. He's hard.
Wow, what a great...
I found myself rooting for him, just after all this. Because we've been sat here on the podcast all this time. You know, he had that segment where all the lads involved in that multi-man match a little while back were like, you are rubbish, but here are the different ways you are rubbish. All of the different ways you are rubbish, Karrion Kross. And now he just beats people. So I found myself rooting for him, going, yeah, go on. Prove Johnny Gargano wrong. Prove how good you are. Go on, Karrion Kross.
Yeah. And then I did like one bit in the match. Gargano does a dive to the outside on a Kross, takes him down, and he goes, makes his lap of victory. Like, yeah, you see that dive? I'm Gargano. I wrestle really long matches. And in the background, you see Karrion Kross going, didn't feel anything, mate. And then goes, wait, is he behind? Punch.
The finish was fantastic as well, the way he just threw his body around. Oh,
does this mean then that Johnny Gargano is good? Is that what,
I don't recall saying that.
He's had a good match.
No, Karrion Kross had a good match.
He's had a match that you enjoyed. No. You can't be, both of them.
What a one-man performance by Karrion Kross. He's like that man from Mary Poppins who plays all the instruments.
He carried the broomstick that is Johnny Gargano to a good match.
Yeah, his new name, Karrion Gargano.
Dick Golden Balls and Dick Gargano.
No, he carried the podcast.
Yeah.
Ugh.
There wasn't too many false finishes, though, was there, if memory serves? Which was quite refreshing. Yeah. Quite a refreshing
I'll say that.
little tipple. Tittle. Tittle or tipple?
A moosh boosh.
Tipple.
Tittle tattle.
Dingo dongle. AEW Fyter Fest Night 1. And we'll get the good news out of the way for AEW. Over 1 million viewers. And did more of the 18-14 demographics. The bit that I don't really care about, unless it's something momentous like this, did more than Raw. According to the numbers.
Were they up against the basketball match or something as well?
Yes, against the NBA as well.
The NBA, quite a big basketball match.
Yeah.
The match started after the... Oh, no, did it?
No,
no, it was up against it. Yeah, it was up against it.
If I'm wrong, blame Sean Ross Sapp.
This season, not to be all like, oh no, basketball. The final this season lacks sort of like any big teams in it. It's like when two rubbish teams get to the FA Cup final. So
Swansea and Bradford City.
Yeah, like that. It's like so they are good teams this year, but they're not like, it's not like LeBron James and all that. It's not like a marquee matcher. So yeah.
I think I saw Alvarez say it was up against the basketball game, but you just don't know whether to trust him on Twitter. He's got his dick that far up AEW.
Now there's a mental image. Jon Moxley defends the IWGP US title against Carl Anderson. Eddie Kingston takes out Doc Gallows before the match, and Moxley retains. Yeah, I like the fact they got rid of Doc Gallows.
They explained the Bullet Club during Carl Anderson's entrance. Finally, for people like me who don't fully know what went on way back when, they filled in the gaps. Took you long enough, for goodness sake. Yeah. Never did I think I'd see Jon Moxley wearing leather jeans either, like Undertaker in 2002, or Ross from Friends in a bathroom.
Yeah, this was. you know what? It was an all right match. It was good. It did what you wanted it to do. It was one of those matches where, like, Carl Anderson's not bloody winning, but it was good for what it was. But the crowd being alive, God, I've missed that. Missed that a lot because I was just like, oh, this is so good. It's the best match.
Well.
Stiff. Any other thoughts there, Jack?
Just enjoyed it. Thought Moxley looked... And everyone was like, oh, he's gone bald. What, blah, blah. I think he looks equally as hard as he did when he had short hair as he does with even shorter hair. So it doesn't make too much of a difference for me.
Yeah. Still
That's the thing as well. You got to know when to give it up as well. That's one thing I'll give Andrew credit for, is that he didn't wait too long in shaving it off. And Moxley's done the same thing.
I don't think Andrew needed to shave it off.
I said, why do you shave your head? I mean, did you lose was it a video thing? Was it a gimmick? He went, nah, mate, it were going. I'm like, was it?
I mean, maybe it's however you see it, isn't it? It's not like... Yeah, maybe he thought it was. I don't know. I think he looks all right. I think he looks good. He's a handsome young boy.
He's lovely.
Young boy. What a lovely little man.
By the way...
That'd be a horrible Reese's Pieces. Andrew or Moxley. Sorry, go on, Ross.
And what stakes are we having here? Just who's got a better bald head?
Yeah.
I'm used to Andrew's more now, so at the minute it's Andrew, but...
Plus, I'd give Andrew points for being more clean-shaven. He obviously does the shaving more than Moxley did, because Moxley had a bit of stubble, didn't he?
He did.
Stubble.
So you looked... Who will be fine when he's older and loses his hair? Adam Pacitti. It was just the eyebrows that looked silly when he lost all of his hair.
He looks a bit like Heisenberg, doesn't he, when he's got the beard as well?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Cooks crystal meth in his spare time as well.
In a van in the desert. On the town moor with cows.
Walk around in his pants.
Andrew in the role of Jesse Pinkman.
Mr. Pacitti, bitch.
Dapper laughs. Say my name.
No, I can't say it. Damn it. Just walks to Gateshead. Stay out of my territory. I saw it by the way.
Oh, yeah, I see you moving. Yeah.
I saw it. I can't say what I saw, but I saw it. I went on a walk in Gateshead and I saw it. It was like seeing the Death Star. Garish. Horrible. And I saw on the landscape... It was...
The Baltic? What do you mean about it? It's a lovely modern art museum. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Lovely. I like to... Brian Cage defends the FDW title.
I want to mention a big thing for him in the match. Did we all see Moxley do a Rainmaker, guys? Oh my God! That means Okada. Oh, wow!
That'd be cool.
What that means?
Cool. Rainmaker.
Yeah. No, I mean I saw it, but I didn't think too much of it because everyone does that now.
Yeah, but Maffew, that's not being a wrestling fan. We've got to read too much into things all the time. That's what I've done here.
Oh, that's right. Let me drink my AEW juice.
I think we will see Okada versus Moxley.
The Forbidden Door.
Once travel and that becomes easier again. I'll say it now. I think we'll see Okada Moxley, and I think I can't tell who will win, but I think we'll see it. I think Okada will win. I don't know.
I'm gonna have the good old days of like old territories. It's like, yeah, you can have that, but you can't lose and all this, and just non-finishes. You know what? That'd be actually all right. We got all the way around to the 80s again. That'd be amazing.
Are we looking forward to the Texas Death Match next week?
Yeah,
but it's weird. Lance has to win this because otherwise he's lost every big match he's had.
Yeah.
Lost to Miro, lost to Cody.
And it's in Texas.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is that he's an old school Texan hoss.
Yeah, he really has to, or someone has to interfere and set up a feud or something, but it's not looking good for him.
I think he's going to lose. I'm looking forward to it, but I think I've seen Archer and Moxley too many times in New Japan and AEW. I don't know.
Speaking of local lads, though, Brian Cage defends the FTW title against Ricky Starks.
Where's the local lad?
I thought the feud was that Brian Cage is trying to be his own man. FTW Team Taz are trying to make him cheat and do all these things and interfere. He goes, no, I don't need that. Like, come on, let me be me, Brian Cage, monster. And they didn't let him. And so Brian Cage's like, right, I've had enough of this. And I thought he was supposed to be the face of this. But they did this match in Ricky Stark's area. So the crowd went nuts for him. So there's a kind of attempt at doing a 50-50 chant. It was more like 30-70. Overwhelming it for Ricky Starks, who is also returning from injury, bless him. Team Taz are supposedly neutral. They go, no, Ricky, we're not helping you out. And it's like, actually, we are going to help you out. Ha ha ha. Starks wins, beats Brian Cage, new FTW title champion, even though the title's not recognised by AEW, so there's no match graphics before or afterwards, which I thought was alright. Makes sense. And Team Taz, all happy. Brian Cage miserable.
I'm excited for vengeful Brian Cage. I think that'll be good because he's a scary man. And it was good, man. I mean, there was a spot early on where he kind of dropped him and it looked rubbish, and I was like, oh no, it's going to be one of those matches. But it turned out well in the end.
He's just so big sometimes. It's like, all right, I'll do this move I've done to everybody else, and it looks all right. And you do it to him, and it's like, try to push a wall over.
Oh no, it was Cage doing it on. Cage dropped Stark.
It was like
somehow.
a hip toss, wasn't it? Like just went a bit wrong.
Oh, I thought you meant they did like some sort of drop toe in the corner, and Cage's like,
No, it's just one of those ones where I think
it's like I literally can't move in any of it. my legs are too thick.
I think the person taking the move and the person giving the move didn't think it was the same move. It was one of those ones, but it was all right in the end.
I'm incredibly biased. I thought it was all right because Ricky Starks is the new champ.
I was shocked at how much of a professional wrestling matchup it was.
Yeah,
with the bad blood. Oh, what's he got? What are you eating there, Maffew?
it's a bit of porridge. With
Bit of
bananas
porridge. Oh,
I can feel
lovely.
my stomach rumbling.
Are you one of the few bears? The few bears? That's
We lucky few.
I didn't realise it was in Ricky Starks' hometown because I was shocked at how much the crowd was behind him because presumably he is the little dick in the situation.
I've got to confess here that when Maffew said that, I sneakily Googled it because I didn't believe him because I remembered him coming out.
I can see you laughing and go, no, he is. I am
I
right.
remember them going from New Orleans, Louisiana, Ricky Starks, but then under that on Wikipedia it says residence Austin, Texas. So he was born in New Orleans, but he lives in Austin.
He's one of those who's relocated to Austin, Texas. Is he like Joe Rogan and the rest of the Americans?
Hippie hipster. It's the new LA, lads. It's the new cool hip and happening place. What am I on about here?
I don't know, but you're having a good time doing it.
God, imagine right if Newcastle became that. Like Newcastle
It is that.
It's
new
becoming.
London.
It's on the. There was a Reddit thread the other week, and it was like which UK cities are on the rise and which are on the decline. And Newcastle, whenever it was mentioned, was one of the ones on the rise. Whereas Brighton apparently down. Bristol.
I'd hate that.
down.
I'd like Newcastle because it's that nice middle ground between proper bustling city and like a town.
I think
It's got that vibe that London has. I hate London.
Yeah, it's
I
a
think we're
smaller
too-
Manchester.
I think we're too far north to ever be at risk of like seriously becoming the new popular city. But I don't know. It's becoming a bit too cool, too attractive.
Oh no, we hate being too attractive, don't we?
Geordie Shore, way I.
I love when Geordie Shore was a thing because any person around the area we get brought up with, they're not from Newcastle,
No, they're not.
from Mackhamland.
One was from Middlesbrough too.
Yeah.
Was that? Oh.
One or two of them were from Newcastle.
Were they actually? The way people went on about it, you'd think that it was just...
Scotty T was from Newcastle. You could tell he was.
Scotty T.
Scotty T was at that fight thing that Pacitti was going to be at.
He was. He was
Yes,
the main
he
event,
was.
but he pulled
He
out.
was the main, yeah.
He pulled out.
Yeah.
Wait, do we have the card of who actually fought on that?
Right.
It happened. I remember seeing
It did
the live
happen
stream.
then, all right.
Yeah, there was nobody there to see it though, but they had the Telewest Arena. Sorry, the Utility Arena in Newcastle. 11,000 capacity, but no one went there.
Why did they do it
5
in Newcastle?
stars. Sorry.
Was it for Scotty T? Is that why it was in Newcastle?
I've got no idea.
I assume if the
I
dude
don't know.
thought, well, if I get Scotty T, then rest of the pieces will fall together.
Fame MMA yes, I accept cookies. Fame MMA results. Okay, let's have a look then. Come on. Tempest Flair at the Geordie Shore. Right. Sam Gowland, who apparently is also from Geordie Shore, choked out Marty McKenna, who apparently is also from Geordie Shore. These aren't the Geordie Shore lads that I remember. And then
The triple jump Geordie Shore lads.
earlier, disgraced funny man Dapper Laughs made an unsuccessful... disgraced funny man Dapper Laughs made an unsuccessful foray into mixed martial arts when he was beaten by Harvey, formerly of So Solid Crew, in the first round. That was Pachiti's match. They just fought each other. Dapper Laughs and Harvey.
That could have been disgraced YouTuber Adam Pacitti getting his head kicked in.
Casey Barker beat Callum Markey in the opener. I don't know who that is. Before freestyle football champion Andrew Henderson beat YouTuber Mike Fox inside 40 seconds. What an event.
I'm too old, me. I've got no idea who any of these people are.
No.
I'd watch that.
If
Except I haven't and won't. But
if Pacitti had done it, oh my God.
if you put it on in front of us, I wouldn't shut my eyes. A furious Cody Rhodes calls out Malachi Black, who appears in the Tron and talks about killing a horse.
He does. I didn't know how to. No,
I mean, he did.
because I
Bloody hell.
at first I wrote putting a horse out to pasture, but then I googled that, and that just means like retiring a horse, not killing it. So I just had to write that.
Oh, I always thought that meant killing a horse.
It might be a euphemism for like put it out to pasture. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. But then I googled it, and it was like it just gave me the literal definition, which is putting it out in the field just to chill.
It was good because it's like Cody's there like, I'm going to get you, Malachi Black. Just you show up here. And then Malachi Black's, I'm here. Cody,
Yeah.
you're a horse. It was like, all right. And then let's go out and Black appears in the ring. He and Cody brawl until they're separated.
Why has he got two names? Why is he Tommy End Malachi
Because he's not
Black?
in WWE. Hey!
Oh, did
Yeah.
they refer to him as Tommy End again?
No, they did
Rhodes,
too, yeah.
Cody Rhodes did it a couple of times. It's like Tommy End, Malachi Black. I hated that part of the debut, the commentary on it. Excalibur, how he suddenly knew that Tommy End wasn't Tommy End, he was Malachi Black. Just have one name. What's wrong? What's wrong with one name?
Is it going to be like one of them split personality things where it's like when he goes to that dark place, he's Malachi Black?
I hope
But
not.
when he's
They haven't
friendly?
explained it that way. If it is going to
Yeah.
be that,
They
It
haven't,
Does,
no, they
does
haven't.
me tits in.
Ross,
I'd
do you
rather
think the
he
reason why is because everybody in AEW has to have either a stable or a young boy, and there isn't anybody for Malachi Black, so his guy is just Tommy End. And his horse. Sorry, Jack.
No, he hates horses like me, so I'm supporting Malachi Black in this feud with Cody Rhodes. You could tell which one was the good and bad guy because they were wearing black and white suits, so you could actually tell as well.
I
No,
thought Cody looked ridiculous, me.
It's his tan
I saw
with his hair colour. He looks like the living embodiment of a Ken doll.
I saw a thing, right, because he had his all white suit on, and I saw a tweet, I can't remember who it was, but it was like, listen here, Malachi Black, I know you've got the 11 delicious herbs and spices that we want. It was, yeah, I thought it was quite good.
Hangman Page is here to admit he still wants the AEW World title.
Come
And he
on.
goes in this lovely thing about I did challenge for it. I did lose very early on in AEW. And I've never really been able to get my momentum back since. Just hung around and getting drunk. And it's interrupted by the Elite. You try to beat him down, but the Dark Order run out to save the day.
Matt Jackson cut a bit of a promo on him as well.
Yeah.
Step it out, sorry.
Hangman challenges Omega. Who instead proposes a 5-on-5 elimination tag. And
When
if
for? He
Hangman's
never
team...
said when for, by the way.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. But if
Yeah, I
Hangman's
thought
team
it
wins...
was that night the way it got set
Yeah.
up, but it just didn't happen.
Well, you start on Raw. If Hangman's team wins, they get world and tag title shots. But if they lose, there are no title shots. And Page is done. Hangman accepts, which shocks Kenny. He bravely runs away because the bad guys. Please stop cheering for them, AEW crowds.
No, well, they weren't cheering for them in this one.
Oh, no, they definitely were. No, great, actually. Yeah, you know what? Like, the other one's like, yeah, Kenny. But, yeah, big cheers for Adam Page. They've gone back to, that stuff that happened all those months ago, waiting for lockdown to end. Yeah, we're actually going to that now. It's like, fantastic. Loved everything about this. I can't see enough positive stuff, so instead I'll go to Jack, who'll probably say the same.
I really hope, yeah, definitely. And I also really hope that in the 5-on-5, like Hangman's eliminated at some point and he has to rely on his friends to win the... imagine John Silver fighting for Hangman's title shot. Oh, I think that would be absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, it has to be that now that I think about it. It has to be John Silver. Yeah, but yeah, really looking forward to it. I don't know if Kenny's going to be in the match because how can you eliminate him? You can't pin it. Maybe he'll get counted out or something. I don't know. But I'm guessing that the Dark Order are going to win, surely.
Yeah, so.
Sure.
Well,
yeah.
we'll have to watch AEW and find out.
Sometimes it just needs to be predictable in wrestling, doesn't it? This is one of those
Yes.
stories that just needs to be as we think it's going to be from here on out, just to provide us with the best and most lovely thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello, Jackie.
which is Adam
Shalom.
Page pinning him.
Doing that impression again.
Shalom! to you all.
How is he there? Oh my god.
Jericho cuts a promo on MJF backstage, where there's no fans. But he's attacked by Sean Spears with a chair. MJF appears and says that Jericho's first challenge is a match against Spears, but only Spears could use a metal chair.
More bloody historians in professional wrestling. We're going back to Greek mythology now with Chris Jericho and MJF.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Why?
Is it someone? Oh, is it? Are they all discovering Hades? Best game of last year.
Is this AEW going, oh, they're doing history stuff, let's laugh at them doing history stuff by doing it ourselves and missing the mark by some
really
You think so? But they brought this up last week.
Yeah.
Drew is the one bring up the myth of Icarus, the person who got too close to the sun, which...
Although Drew has been doing the historical stuff longer than MJF has, though, generally.
He's run out of history, though. It's myth. He's on new now.
But
In the film Jurassic Park, the T-Rexes tried to grab the bat, but they couldn't because their arms are too small.
On the
I'm Drew
Coronation
McIntyre. I'm not a dinosaur.
On Coronation Street in 2002, Richard drove the car into the water. Jinder,
I love you.
Jinder, I'm going to get your bike and drive it straight into the water.
I watched that scene again the other day.
Terrifying.
Whenever Ross reminds me of it after the podcast, I watch it on YouTube.
I didn't realise how
mint back then.
I didn't realise how long the drive was. I forgot how long the drive was from there.
trying to get him.
An entire episode, wasn't it?
The car that chases them needs to get its foot down. Like the lads of Coronation Street, like, we'll save the kids and Gail, and they get in the car and follow at a safe distance and call the police. And I'm like, he's about to drive into the canal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Get away. Get away.
what a scene! Oh, there he is.
Here we go. Yeah. The biker race from Mars. We'll call that because they had bike. Anyway, moving on. Christian beats Matt Hardy. Hardy stable run down to attack Christian, but Jurassic Express chase them off. Jungle Boy gives Christian a look.
According to the commentary team, yeah.
I'm waiting for Christian to turn heel on Jungle Boy and set up a feud between those two, which, of course, Jungle Boy will win and continue his ascension to greater things than AEW.
Yeah.
But I liked how the old lads were like just giving their own little corner of the show here. Just like, go on, you two old buggers, you. What do you like? Go and have a wrestling match. I thought for what it was a bit of a throwback, like proper American professional wrestling affair, and it was nice.
Yeah, and they really tried as well. They were actually really trying.
They weren't nicking stuff from like the start. I know they had a match together, but they weren't like doing it at the expense of like the stars of today or anything like that we hate as professional wrestling fans. They were giving their own little corner, go and do the thing. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It did make me feel really weird when I realised that in 2004 on Raw one time, they did a match between Jerry Lawler and Ric Flair. It's like some sort of Legends match, but was still on the regular rosters. I realised this is the equivalent to that in 2021.
Oh, but not that old,
Wow.
surely. Oh.
Almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it 04? 20, okay, yeah, maybe not that far back, but still, it is 20 years ago they were doing TLC and the like. And it's crazy to think of Matt Hardy. He did have his spine fused into his pelvis or whatever the hell happened a few years ago. You're like, well, that's him done then, right? Like, no? Oh, okay, so carry on.
I do worry about him. I do. And all wrestlers when they and all wrestlers.
Yeah, all wrestlers basically. Yeah. But it's Christian looked good, and it's going to be great when Jungle Boy pummels him.
Yes.
Attaboy.
God damn. What a handsome... Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
I'm looking forward to the pummeling more. Oh. He's with Anna Jay now. Congrats to the happy couple. What are they like?
Who'd I feel more envious for? Tony Schiavone interviews Britt Baker, who the crowd is really into. Yeah. She talks about facing Nyla Rose the next week and says that Nyla might be top of the food chain, but Britt's off the menu.
Yeah, that got like a 316 pop. You know when Austin first said that and everyone went, oh! When she said that, everyone went, whoa now. And I thought it was a good line, but I was like, it's not that good. But it was good.
Yeah, because imagine being the chef's special of professional wrestlers.
Yeah.
Whoa, what a place to find yourself.
Yeah. What? Don't know what to say there. But yeah, and then Nyla Rose like, I'm going to come get you. I'm not scared of tables. I'm like, all right.
I'm just waiting for Britt Baker to beat her and move on to someone else.
Right.
Vicky Guerrero can't form coherent sentences anymore and said, I'll shove a I'm sure she said this, and I'm so sorry if she didn't. I'll shove a jalapeno up your arse. I'm sure she said that. Is that... No, she did. Don't... No, Ross, don't. She did say that. Why would I make that up? That makes me look terrible if it's not true. No, the comments will back me up. She went, I'll shove a jalapeno up your ass. She did. She did.
I've just checked the comments to say you're a liar.
No. I'm googling.
Please, people, if you got this far in the podcast, Jack's a liar.
If she did, that's fantastic. I missed that bit.
I'm furiously.
She started talking. I kind of fast forward. I've got to admit.
I'm furiously googling now. Vicky Guerrero.
Oh, don't Google that exact expression, mate. Bloody hell, incognito mode.
Okay.
While you look at this,
I'm now clicking onto Pornhub.com.
No.
hometown Texan Sammy Guevara beats Wheeler Yuta, protege of Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy, who's been in the Indies for forever. He got a lot of plugs and stuff on Twitter, which is nice to see. But it was like, yeah, it's some dude who's coming in to lose to Sammy.
It was weird how it was sort of babyface versus babyface, because in my mind, at least, when you're associated with the best friends, as he was, you're a babyface.
Oh, yeah.
Taking on Sammy Guevara, who was an uber babyface in his great home state of Texas, the Lone Star.
Yeah, it's good. They just needed a quick win for Sammy, looking good, get his stuff in. That was it. So you wouldn't really want when you've the local lads around.
I looked up where Houston was in relation to the venue to see how close it was, to see whether I could realistically call him a hometown boy. And I've stretched the truth a little bit, but it's still fairly close for America, I suppose. I can't find any sign of Vicky saying that, but she did.
Just mute yourself and get the segment up on YouTube. Otherwise, we'll get copyright claim.
Mute yourself for the rest of the podcast.
I might do. One tweet. Did I hear that correctly, Vicky? You're going to stick a jalapeno at Britt's ass? It must have.
Was that you tweeting that?
No.
Near likes. Nick.
Oh no, there's more. Yes, she did say it. She did. Oh my god.
The relief on Jack's face.
Oh my god, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey, we've seen a rose get shoved up somebody's arse this year on the wrestling, so why not? Why not a jalapeno as well?
That's what Mandy's stable should recruit him. The rose.
Don't say it again. Yuga Sakazaki is back, and she beats Penelope Ford clean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good to see
it was
her.
a good match, yeah. She was taking the piss a bit with the bit on the ropes and doing flipping sent-ons and stuff. It was a good match, so it was. A good match.
I still don't know why Rio pushed her over 2 years ago now, but I'm willing to overlook it for now. Good to hear her music as well. I'm sure Ross was delighted.
Way aye, because they had that period of time where they must have had some dispute to whoever made the song, and they had someone else's song in its place, and it just wasn't the same. Because it is one of the greater themes in professional wrestling today. Feels like I was back in my youth in a nightclub, having a great time, dancing to Darren Styles or something like that. Scooter.
Yeah. Speaking of the children of the night, the main event is the coffin match between Darby Allin and Ethan Page.
That's the best one you've ever done.
Thank you, pal. Scorpio Sky is hiding in the coffin and attacks, but Sting arrives and brawls with him into the crowd. That's why the coffin was there, because Korea's dead. He's losing to Sting. Darby wins after taking a whole bunch of bumps, because it's Darby bleeding Allin, including the ego bomb onto the steps.
Oh.
And how else does Darby celebrate this victory? Why, hitting a coffin drop through the coffin to end the show.
I thought this was fantastic. It was a bit short because it was on Dynamite, which I guess is part of the course because they try to fit so much into a show. But it nearly got my move of the week, but due to the fact he took it off so soon, I couldn't give him it. But Darby Allin doing the reverse Bret Hart at the start of the match by having a tortoise's shell on his back with a metal plate thing right at the start of the match.
Yeah.
I thought he should have kept it on all match long. Would have made more sense. But yeah, the stuff he did. Ethan Page as well, when he got flipped over the barricade and just landed on the concrete. What a gnarly pair of dudes, eh?
Yeah. I'm guessing they've got good chemistry. I've never seen any of their Evolve matches, but apparently they're really good.
I've only seen one.
It's pretty much
one
like
spot.
this.
Yeah,
So go
well,
on.
just Ethan Page just hoofs them everywhere.
Yeah.
Ethan Page's like, I'm going to do all the bumps to you, and one day you'll win a match. All right, sounds good to me. So, yeah, Darby could have taken bumps and Page could have given them.
I didn't like their nod to the Euro 2020 final, though, where it was Page had the hook, not Taz's son, but that one. And he hooked it into Darby Allin's necklace and pulled it back like Jalene did to Saka. Wasn't a fan of that.
You think that was?
Oh yeah, that was a wink and a nudge.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
For
They
sure,
love the Euros.
definitely it was. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, what an
That's
episode of AEW
sarcasm,
Dynamite.
by the way, America. That's sarcasm.
Again, I knew you were talking like that, but it's the American literal. That what? No, I don't think they did that.
But to be fair, they wouldn't understand, like, supporting Newcastle and England, who never win anything ever. 1969 was the last time either of those things won something meaningful. 1969. I wasn't even born then. Am I still here?
No, I was trying to. I was just waiting.
I was just letting you burn
I'm
up.
not going to join in about Newcastle chat. I don't know what to say.
Why not?
Sunderland last won in 1973. So there we go. Can you?
That was
carry
the
on
week in
podcast?
wrestling.
A great episode
Yeah.
of AEW Dynamite and a naff ending to this segment.
Aye.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
Let's have a little old look in the mailbag. Number 1. Hey there, diddle me timbers. I grew up in Thurrock, Essex, and went to school in Raynham, Essex. And unbeknownst to me at the time, I went to the same school as Will Ospreay. He's a year or two younger than me, so we didn't socialise at the time. And once I realised that the guy rising through the ranks in New Japan and being yelled at by Vader on Twitter was known as the kid that wrestles on his trampoline by my friends, I would keep them informed on his progress. That's a good pun. Anyway, I went around my mates to watch the all-important Euros final when he hosted us in his garden with a gazebo and a barbecue.
Ooh.
When all of a sudden, a young, muscular man wearing shades and a bright pink Versace dressing gown walked into the garden, being followed by a Japanese young boy named Shota. At first, I didn't realise it was him until I saw the young boy shirt that said New Japan. Oh, you wore that around? Okay. It turns out my mate's girlfriend has been friends with Will since they were kids, and he always hangs out with them when he comes back to Raynham. I think that's the thing to be envious about Will the most, when he's able to make all this money in Japan, where he is a known celebrity, but when he comes back home, he's able to meet up with all his old friends and live a normal life, where he can walk down the street uninterrupted. When Will arrived, I heard him say to his friends that he was driving past the pub. A drunk guy yelled at him that his pink robe was shut in his car door as he drove.
Wait, it's great that he can come back and just be a normal guy in his Versace.
I don't know.
With a young boy walking around following him.
You do this what?
Is this real?
I can't tell.
Well, let's carry on reading this. So to wrap this all up and get to a question, as I'm sure Maffew was keen for me to do, I'll tell you what Ospreay was like during the England game. And as you can imagine, he was a ball of energy and could not stay still. Or shut up, lol. In all seriousness,
It's real
there were
story.
around 20 of us in total watching the game together. Well, I hope you're outside, not breaking COVID laws. And it was a right laugh.
There was a gazebo in the garden of barbecue.
Oh, no. We all usually watch a game and make funny comments to make each other pop. And I made Will pop a few times with silly observations of the game.
No,
And in the
it's the
crowd.
final. No, it's the final.
As a
Sorry.
wrestling fan, let me just read this out of the way. As a wrestling fan, I didn't want to make Will have to talk about wrestling, in brackets, his job, while he was enjoying himself with his old friends, and I didn't want to be all Marky Mark and ask him for a pic. But there is camera footage, as there was a camera recording of our reactions during the game by one of my friends who does a bit on YouTube. When England scored first, there is footage of Ospreay, who was sat behind me, going wild and grabbing my shoulders with his meaty paws. He was as nervous as to...
Where's this going?
His meaty paws. You said that.
Meaty paws.
Meaty paws.
Imagine,
was as nervous.
Imagine this bloke, right? He's written this email thinking, the boys are going to read this out on the podcast, and Maffew reads it with such dripping disdain. And I couldn't be more...
I want to know where it's going.
Okay, right.
Like, if it's going to be, if you could watch a World Cup final of any wrestler, who could it be?
I
It's
feel
like,
so
I'm trying to
bad
think
for
of
this person who's written in, but...
He was as nervous as the rest of us during the whole game, and when it finally went to penalties, he was absolutely devastated when Saka missed, squatting on the floor with his head in his hands for a good 3 minutes, while the rest of us stood in disbelief.
like when he's just hit a handspring.
He's in the corner. I was hoping so, and then I went and kicked him in the head and shouted, "Cheeky Nando's." He showed a left shortly after that, and I took the time to make my wrestling friend jealous. So anyway, my question is, how big is Batista's dick? That better not be the friggin'... No. Oh, no, it says, no, wait, what are you... I was going to throw my phone. No, wait, what are your guys' experiences with wrestlers acting like normal functioning members of society, like us? Any weird things you can use as a claim to fame that are similar to mine? I've watched the Euro 2020 final with Will Ospreay. Thanks, guys. I've been a big fan since the start and respect all of you individuals as human beings that are free to live a life of religious freedom. What is that bit about?
I don't know. That's a bit... I'm scared now.
I don't know if that's him being sincere. Maybe it's my cynicism. Is he being sincere, or is there something bitingly sarcastic about that? Anyway, here's to World Cup 2022. Beardy Fishinvelli.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And I respect you too. And I would like to apologise for Matthew's tone.
Oh, sorry. Again, look, how many times have we had these things? Like, I was in the supermarket with Jack, and I asked for a question,
and then it's
a
all
thing with him, and it's that. So I was just expecting that to be a punchline.
That's
so
very
I'm
2018 podcast. That.
Yeah, I'm sure
Jesus
if I
Christ.
did
Have you seen Hook?
Yeah, I have.
Bloody hell! What a man. Sorry, carry on.
I love his
Taz
meaty
made that.
paws. Get his meaty paws around me.
Hook's meaty paws.
With his meaty.
I love that word. You're saying, I'm sorry that he has such a disdain for that. I was Googling pictures of Hook, Taz's son, while you were talking.
No, I corrected you about the garden. I was like, there was a gazebo and a barbecue. He slumped to his knees when Saka missed in that position. I was tuned in. I was tuned in.
Taz's son.
I was tuned in.
Beardy, thank you very much for that lovely story. If I
Thank you.
watched Euros 2020 with a wrestler, I'd probably brag about it too. So happy for you. I'm still obviously like, wow, Euros 2020. I'm not like, get in. I'm like, yeah.
Would his young boy be there? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I guess...
Wearing a shirt with his name on.
No, with New Japan on.
Oh, yeah, but like young boy, New Japan, whatever.
Wrestlers wear...
Does he only get one shirt if he's a young boy?
Yeah, probably.
He goes to Primark and the owner of New Japan goes, no, get out.
I feel like...
The tag on your knee says you're going to a clothes shop. Get out there now.
I feel like if the story wasn't real, then something more outrageous would have happened. But it was all quite normal, wasn't it, really? It was like he was sad when we lost and he was excited when we were winning. So I don't know. Anyway, to answer the question, most of my interactions with wrestlers they've just been normal people, because the ones that we mainly dealt with were just normal people who happened to be wrestlers in the UK. But I did once go to Subway with Evilise. There you go, that's a thing. It wasn't just me and her, it wasn't like a date situation. I walked into the venue.
I love you tell that story.
And a person who worked there also said, anyone want to go out for some lunch? And I said, oh yeah, I'm starving. And then I realised it was just me, him, and Evilise. And it was... She was like jet lagged or something, I'm sure. Or maybe she just didn't want to talk to two wrestling fan lads in Newcastle trying to devour a foot-long whatever. Oh yeah. Anyway. That's my mundane wrestler story. Has anyone got one?
I've got another Subway story. A PC dub, Preston City Wrestling, and we're going one year. And I was there, and the guy had his hoodie on, and he had quite like really put up. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. He's don't want to be seen, or maybe he's a vampire. I don't know. And he went and got served and whatever. And the guy I was with went, "It was Chris Travers." He went, "What?" He goes, "It was Chris Travers." He goes, "Oh, obviously he's going to make a sneak appearance at PC Dub and all this, and this is like." I say the last year or so before, obviously, he passed away. And I went, nah. I goes, nah, you know what, it probably was, but you know what? I'm glad we didn't disturb him, because obviously he's got his hoodie up and everything like that, so it's fair enough. We'll pretend we haven't seen him. Don't want to ruin the surprise of the show and be all like that. 2 minutes later, I got a DM from him saying, why didn't you say hello? So, yeah. Do you have a mundane Subway story, Ross? Because I haven't.
I don't even know if they count, because they both revolve around wrestling events, but one was... when I was behind Greg the Hammer Valentine in the breakfast queue at the bar at the breakfast bar at Starcade. Greg the Hammer was in a full like suit, lovely soft hair. It looked soft anyway, and he smelled lovely. He was getting a bacon sandwich, I think, something like that. And then the other one was just after WrestleMania 33. It would have been the Tuesday after. We in our hotel. We were waiting to leave. I think you were there, Jack. Maybe waiting to leave for the airport to go home. And at the bar in the hotel was just Bailey, sat there with two bottles of Bud Light Lime, looking very sad. She was just on her own with all of her luggage and whatnot, just having two quiet beers on her own after a big weekend of wrestling with WrestleMania and whatnot. She looked so sad and pretty lonely. It was just like, I
felt bad. I was that guy. I went and asked for a picture, and I wish I hadn't. But at the time, I'd not actually met many wrestlers in non-work. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was just like, oh my god, it's Bailey. So I went over and I was dead like calm, and I was like, sorry, can I have a picture, please? And she was just like, yeah. But she was like, you could tell she was just like tired. And I said to her like, I really liked your match on Sunday, and she was like, yeah, thank you. And I was like, I just remember saying like, are you a bit tired? Something. She was like, and she just looked at me like, it was the first time we'd had like any sort of connection in the conversation. She was just like, yeah. She was just absolutely knackered, bless her. She was, yeah.
I was something similar. I was at the airport, I think for one of the first Starcast, and Leva Bates walked past. I went, hey, Leva, yay!
It's Blue Pants, right?
Yeah, Blue Pants, yeah.
Gaming, yeah.
Nothing. I'm like, no, I hung out. I'm like,
ooh,
what? I hung out with you. Like, this weekend, in fact. Like, we talked, like, gaming and stuff. She walked past us, and I went, leave her! And she's walking forward. I'm like, have I annoyed her? What have I done? So I'm there, and she just stood there. She stopped. So I'm like, whatever. And I just walked in front of her, like, hey, you all right? She went, oh, hello. And I was like, yeah, are you cool? I was like, oh, it's good to see you. What do you mean, are we cool? It's like, I've been, like, yelling practically. She went, oh, I'm deaf in this ear.
Oh, no. Oh.
And you know what? Thinking about wrestlers, I don't know if she was doing that, if she's actually deaf, or she was just doing it just to wind me up.
Yeah. Anyway. We've shared some lovely tales there.
Yeah, no, thank you, Beatty, for the story. Sorry if I read that in a morbid way, but no, I appreciate it.
Next question, Maffew.
Next question. Sorry, I got something. Hello, gents. As an American, it's hard for me to truly understand just how devastating the heartbreaker, is this all the bloody mailbag's going to be? Wembley was this past weekend. The only good our men's national team was done in recent memory was spark a bunch of Tim Howard memes. Positive reaction there for the Tim Howard pop. I will say, though...
The women's team does all right, though.
All right. I will say, though, here in Chicago, we have a hockey player named Patrick Kane, who, much like his England football counterpart, is lights out at penalty shots.
Okay.
This brings you to my question. What is the most heartbreaking moment in wrestling history? Much love to Cultaholic, all, and thank you for all you do. Here's hoping England keeps its electric energy alive and takes one home at the World Cup. Best, Matt.
Yes,
thank you,
Matt. Thank you very much.
Again, I'm not reading these to be a dig or anything like that. It's just because I'm like, yeah, it is still a weird feeling right now in the country where it's like, yeah, we didn't win.
Man.
The entire planet has seen how bad the England fan base can be. So that's why I'm treating it like, it's just something horrible's happened. And I'm like, oh, yeah! Like,
you wanted
but no, I appreciate
anyway.
Beatty and Matt both sending those messages.
You were supporting Scotland anyway, Maffew.
No, I wasn't supporting Scotland. I just wasn't anti-Scotland. Like, a lot of people are like, get in, the Scots lost. I'm like, what?
I was. 100%.
Yeah, I know. So many people are like,
I couldn't care less, me.
I've got
a lot of Scottish people got saying that. A lot of Scottish people got annoyed with me and Jack on the podcast that week, just before we played, or just after we played, going, "Oh yeah, we showed you, didn't we?" It's sarcasm, man. It's tongue in cheek.
Yeah, but they in their fairness don't take it that way because they're
But football can often people always want to be right and strong in football arguments, so it causes a lot of animosity, doesn't it? The most heartbreaking moment in wrestling ever, in terms of like, I'll keep it like storylines, not like actual like deaths and stuff, because there's been a lot of actual bad stuff. But most heartbreaking moment for me in storyline, I'm trying to think of a time when like I really wanted someone to win and they had a big shot at winning and then didn't, and they never got that shot again. Like Booker T losing to Triple H has to be one.
Ooh,
possibly.
That's a good one.
What were you going to say, Maffew, there?
The one I say every week now, it's my new meme. Ryback not beating CM Punk at Hell in a Cell. But it's a perfect setup shot. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Empty goal. Goalkeeper's off here, checking on his phone. It's just me blasting it at the back of the net. Yeah, because he was this... Because it's seeing someone wait, this push they're doing, it's working. The crowd are into it. Everything's great, and it just doesn't work. Just doesn't.
Tori turning on Kane, that damn Jezebel.
And then when she broke up with him as well.
Not turning on.
Oh.
Hey!
It's
Hey!
gone.
I feel like Max Caster there. Yo! Hey! Yo! What's his game on the social media, by the way? You see, he just said, I'm going to have sex with MJF.
Yeah, it's ambiguously gay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair play, Max Caster.
It's working.
I thought he was. I
hasn't
didn't
won
realise.
anything in a
I
while,
thought it was
no.
just some kind of mind games, but
Yeah.
apparently not.
Meme games. I'll go for the streak ending
Oh, that's you know what? That's a good one.
outside of like actual tribute shows and whatnot and all that stuff.
Oh, I remember feeling really annoyed at the time when Kofi lost to Brock. Now the blow's been softened a bit because it was always going to happen. But I remember at the time thinking, hopefully they make Kofi look really brave, and they didn't make him look brave at all. The current Hangman storyline's been quite heartbreaking as well. It's had his moments where he's had his downs and
Shout out to that person on Reddit who edited like the Hangman story to My Sacrifice. Do you see that this week?
no.
Oh, fantastic work.
Oh,
Got quite emotional watching it, I did.
I'm really scared that he will, because I wouldn't mind if he couldn't beat Omega the first time and sank even lower, but I think it would be better if he just beat him the first time. Do we think that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I can see them prolonging it though.
But
That's
I really
what they do
want-
in the wrestling, isn't it?
really want him to win. Where do they go from there? Because nothing's going to beat his journey to the belt. What do they do then?
Have them fight all
Lose.
of the Dark Order.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
Not
all
our
right.
problem, is it? Not our
Okay.
problem.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. And those are the two questions we have this week.
It was such a weird mailbag this week because there were so many Reese's Pieces and so little actual questions. I didn't know what to do. So I've taken two there. And yeah.
That's fine. Again, sorry if I read it out negatively. I'm
Oh,
supposed to
don't
be better
worry,
than that
Matthew,
and stuff
don't
like
worry.
that. But you've said that now, and I'm like worried. Like, no, I want to be nice and happy to people. So
No, don't worry. Don't worry at all.
I will worry. I'm a worrier.
No, don't worry at all.
But you know what? You lot don't need to worry. We will at least give the idea of having your question or thought or whatever's on your mind on this lovely podcast if you send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Reese's Pieces.
Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. My idea for Reese's Pieces... You all right, Ross?
Just my eyes are going because of hay fever. I'm going
bless
red in
you.
one eye, aren't I?
Talking about all those heartbreaking moments from wrestling.
I'm just getting
Yeah.
tearing up. Streak.
That was always Tracy Beaker's excuse, wasn't it? It's just my hay fever.
Watching Hell in a Cell 2012. My idea for Reese's Pieces stems from the big question last week. This week, I will put the best matches of this year, brackets, or at least those in the conversation, against one another for you guys to determine which is the better match. Oh, okay. Like this idea. So we'll do fastest thought first. We have Jack going first, Ross second, and then me third because I'm the slowest.
Do you know what happened last week, Ross? Tom forgot that I was meant to go first and he just kept interrupting me like every time. And I didn't have the heart to be like, it's me first, Thomas. So I just let it
You
go.
didn't put the integrity of Reese's Pieces first?
No, I
Oh, very dare you.
didn't. No. Yeah,
Got a
never
bit
mind.
of reverb
though.
there.
Oh, how dare you?
Volta versus Ciampa, NXT TakeOver, or Kenny Omega versus Rey Fenix, New Year's Smash.
That's a
God,
tough
I'm
one
gonna
to
have
start
a
off.
hard time remembering these matches.
I'll go for... I think I'll edge it to Walter Ciampa.
I remember Volta Ciampa being a bit underwhelming in my warped mind. Just how maybe that was me bigging it up too much, so I'll go for the other one.
I think it had a weird finish, maybe. Did it finish on a chop?
A lot of people didn't like that ending. I loved it. He can beat you with a chop because he's Volta. Yeah, Volta versus Ciampa. Sorry, Phoenix. MJF versus Sammy Guevara, AEW Dynamite. I assume that's the most recent one. Or Matt Riddle versus Xavier Woods, Monday Night Raw.
Oh, two good two TV matches that were good. Then
very recently, yeah.
Just the thing that's edging it for me, because I enjoyed them both, but I've enjoyed, like, I find Riddle really annoying, so I'm going to go for Sammy and MJF. Their feuds felt better, I think.
Yeah, I'll go for the first one as well.
Yes, for the exact reasons Jack said. I have nothing else to add there. Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus on Monday Night Raw. Or Jungle Boy versus Dax Harwood, AEW Dynamite.
Oh, that one. The second one all day. I don't remember really the Drew Sheamus one.
The Drew Sheamus one was just two big lads just slapping each other really, really hard. And just because of that, I like that, so I'll go for that one.
Okay.
That's tough because Drew versus Sheamus led to the match at Elimination Chamber?
Yeah. The Last Man Standing, was it? Or something like that?
Yeah.
Falls Count anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Jungle Boy versus Dax Harwood was very good, but that whole thing just stopped.
Yeah.
Like half of the stuff on W nowadays. So I'll say Drew versus Sheamus.
The match was incredible.
I loved it though. Loved it.
It was that string of matches where Sheamus was just having those on Raw every week.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Not that match, guys. The indie one, A-Dub for life.
And I'm just saying, just casting me mind back.
I agree, Ross. I love that. It's like, Raw's crap, but Sheamus. No. Serena Deeb versus Rio, AEW Double or Nothing, or Rhea versus Charlotte versus Asuka, WWE WrestleMania Backlash.
That was one of those matches, you know, when you watch a pay-per-view and you go online and everyone's raving about the match. I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was as good as everyone was saying. But Deeb and Riho, I thought, was as good as everyone was saying. So I'll go for that one.
Yeah, Deeb and Riho was a technical masterpiece.
I love Deeb, and I don't remember anything about Rhea versus Charlotte versus Asuka. I remember it being good, but it wasn't. Yeah,
it was good.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like I'm never rewatching it.
It probably came shortly after the zombies on that show, so everyone was just like, "What have we just seen?" Yeah.
The Young Bucks versus Eddie Kingston and John Moxley, AEW Double or Nothing, or MSK versus Grizzle Young Veterans versus LDF NXT Takeover.
The NXT one, but the entrance of the Moxley and Kingston one was amazing.
Yeah, I'll go for the NXT one as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow! No, that might be my match of the year so far. The Young Bucks versus Eddie Kingston, John Moxley.
Whoa! Hello,
I loved the selling in that match.
Cheeky boy.
It's one of them. Yeah,
Fair enough.
Absolutely. Wow. Praise the Young Bucks, bloody hell. Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly, NXT TakeOver, or Volta versus Rampage, NXT UK.
Oh man.
What was the first one? Sorry.
Balor versus O'Reilly, TakeOver. So that was the
when he broke his jaw.
I'll jump in there, Jack. I'll just say Volta Rampage. Whoops, my phone.
I was hesitating not because I didn't know which one to pick, but because I haven't seen yet Walter versus Rampage, to my shame. So I'm gonna have to default go for Balor O'Reilly, but I need to watch Rampage and Walter.
You didn't see it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's one of the two NXT UK matches I've had to go out my way to watch.
The Dragunov one.
Yeah,
as well.
feel bad.
Yeah.
Every 6 months they put out something like this. Yeah, no, Volta versus Rampage. Okay. Balor versus O'Reilly was like, well, you know my thoughts. SmackDown Elimination Chamber versus AEW Blood and Guts.
The SmackDown Elimination Chamber.
I remember one of them being really good and one of them being not so good. Elimination Chamber.
The first one was good, and then the second one was kind of the same.
I
think the Raw one was first. It ended with Roman Reigns.
It all blurs into one, doesn't it?
Elimination Chamber 2021. Sorry, I'll really quickly.
I swear it was the Raw one first.
Elimination Chamber 2021 Wikipedia. Okay, event. Okay, blah 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 blah.
Oh, no, it couldn't have been because it ended with Miz cashing in, didn't it?
Okay, the Elimination Chamber match for an immediate Universal Championship match. Oh, Daniel Bryan won it, and then Reigns came out after and pinned him.
That's right.
Ah, yes. Well, it looked like Cesaro was going to do it, but he didn't.
Yes.
Story of his life.
That was a good match.
AEW Blood and Guts War Games. I did like that.
I'll go.
Shame that's all you remember now is the dodgy thing.
Elimination Chamber for me.
I'll go for Blood and Guts because apart from the dodgy finish, I thought it felt really real and raw. The lads were flying into the cage to get at each other. It was cool.
I'll say a SmackDown one because that set up the magnificent Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan rematch. And AEW Blood and Guts has just set up a feud that's never ending.
That's a very good point. Can I change my answer to the SmackDown Elimination Chamber, please?
Yeah. Because that feud ended. Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. Oh, there we go. What was you talking about? Friday Night SmackDown. Or Kenny Omega versus Jungle Boy. Friday Night Dynamite.
Oh man, I think just Roman and Bryan.
Oh no, I think the other one.
Oh.
No, I'll
What
say
about
Reigns.
Bryan's last match? Is that what one about?
Oh, it might be actually. Yeah, I don't know about that.
The one on SmackDown that went like half an hour.
Where Reigns got his new theme.
Yeah.
I'll go with Jungle Boy.
No, I'll say Daniel Bryan because it was magnificent. Those two got great chemistry. Kenny Omega vs Jungle Boy, it was a good match, but these matches where it's just like a Cesaro match, I guess. Wow, he looked really good. He did all the cool stuff. He hadn't got a chance in hell of winning.
Did Daniel Bryan though?
Yeah, because he's Daniel Bryan. He made you believe that could happen. Jungle Boy's not going to be Kenny Omega on TV for the title.
Yeah, but this is the tribal chief.
But Daniel Bryan is DB, vegan powered. Fueled by his feeling of goodness, of helping the environment.
He spends time in the Rose Garden, the Rose Bowl.
You like him then, aren't you? Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, WrestleMania Night 1, or Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa, AEW St. Paddy's Day Slam.
For the stage and the occasion and some of the spots that were really cool, I'll go for the WrestleMania main event.
Yeah, the historical context of it as well. The history books
Yes.
will look back more fondly on that one than the other one. They're both sensational, but I'll go for WrestleMania as well.
Yeah, that's... I'm going to pick between them. Because no one said it, I'll say Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. Just for democracy. Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan versus Edge, WrestleMania Night 2. Or Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy versus Pac at AEW. Oh, yeah.
You horrible person.
Oh, God.
Terrible man. I'll say... Oh, no. I'll go for WrestleMania because I genuinely had no idea who was going to win. But when it happened, I was like, that makes so much sense. Whereas with the other one, you kind of knew that Omega was going to win.
I remember the AEW one had more false finishes that sort of like had you going, and the stuff with Callis was good as well. But I'll go for WrestleMania as well.
Man, I'll go with War Lad because even though he'd barely done anything on TV other than beat jobbers and go, here's my mate, Pac in that match looked so good that I'm going, he's not winning. He's not. Is he actually winning? Is he actually? Oh, I didn't. But there was a few times when that match I'm like, yeah, no, he's actually just going to win. And it won't make any sense. It won't make any sense storyline-wise. It'll completely ruin everything we're doing. But I was believing. So I think that's very impressive to do. So yeah, I'm picking that. And because I'm biased, because you're from around here. Hope you guys enjoy.
Cramlington.
I always thought it was like Heaton sort of way, wasn't it?
Oh, is he from town?
No, he's like a Jarrow lad, isn't he?
No, that's me.
Oh,
if he was from Jarrow, I would 100% know about it, I think.
Oh, Wall's
Richard's
End.
just said Wall's End there.
Oh, extraordinary. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Richard. Cheers.
Hope you guys enjoy. Much love from Holland, Michigan.
Oh,
no, wait, sorry. Wait, is that your location? Much love from Holland, Michigan. Is that your name?
I didn't know there was a Holland in Michigan.
He hasn't put a comma, so I don't know if his name is Holland, Michigan. He's from there. Holland, Michigan sounds like an NXT name. Anyway, thank you very much, pal. Wherever you're from, whoever you are, that was a good list. That made us think. Got to be some good matches this year.
I enjoyed that Reese piece. That piece of Reese.
Do you struggle to remember them?
Yeah, sometimes.
The ones I enjoy, I remember enjoying. The ones I don't. We said like, was it Rhea Charlotte Asuka? I'm like, did that match happen? No, I don't remember it, so I don't think that was very good. But the good ones, Jungle Boy versus Dax. Anyway, so if you have any Reese's Pieces you want to send our way, don't worry, you can. Simply go to mailbag@cultaholic.com and type something in.
It's Cultaholics.
Big question.
What a lovely podcast. And there's still just a little bit left. And that's, of course, the big question, which is what is going to be the best match at this weekend's Money in the Bank 2021? Let's have a look at the little card. AJ Styles and Omos versus the Viking Raiders. What noise do we get there?
Might be fun.
Just all for Omos, isn't it? All for him.
Yeah. Roman Reigns versus Edge, the Universal Championship.
Oh, grungy.
Yes. It will be good.
Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Championship.
Oh, God.
Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship.
It'll be a massacre. I don't know what noise to make there for a massacre.
No, me neither. Oh, God! He's already dead!
Asuka versus Naomi versus Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Ash versus Liv Morgan versus Zelina Vega versus Natalya versus Tamina.
I don't know.
Woo woo. Woo woo.
Is that right? It's
You know it?
Yeah.
It's a train.
Oh, the Tamina train.
Oh.
Ah, right.
She'll
Chelsea
not,
Green
she'll
show.
not win. I don't know what to think about that one. It's a shame they gave away the surprise before the night. But I guess if it was Tamina all along, I can see why they did it.
Yeah.
Because not everyone likes Tamina as much as I do. You uncultured swines.
I'm a bit concerned about this match, not because of the ability of the women involved, but I'm concerned because of the booking of the women's division recently, and I'm worried that it'll devolve into comedic nonsense. But I don't know.
Well, Alexa Bliss will hypnotise them all, won't she? And then just win the match.
She should do that, really, yeah.
Ricochet versus John Morrison versus Riddle versus Drew McIntyre versus Big E versus Kevin Owens versus King Nakamura versus Seth Rollins.
Oh my God, yeah! I looked at this match graphic, right, and just all of those wrestlers in a line next to each other, and I was just thinking, and I thought it so strongly I tweeted it, which means I can't go back on my word. And it might be famous last words as well, but it could be the best Money in the Bank ladder match ever, with that field of talent. What a match they've put together there, potentially.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be the best ever. I mean, it could be. There's a lot of talented blokes in there. I think it'll be the best match of the night. I agree with that. What do you think, Matthew?
I think it'll be good. I'm looking at the list, though. It's going to be Drew McIntyre winning.
Nah, Jinder's going to screw him.
He goes up. Oh no, it's a fake ladder. It falls apart and dusty.
What
Falls
I'd love to
bottom.
happen, Matthew, you've seen Ready to Rumble, haven't you?
I have seen Ready to Rumble.
Gordy at the end when he in the motorbike over the ropes.
Yeah.
through the cage
Oh
door.
yes.
But Jinder on his bike. Imagine if they could pull that off somehow. Oh, it'd be amazing.
Here comes Jinder. Oh no, he's used his motorbike as a lethal weapon. Yeah, I could see that. What do you got for the women's one?
Well,
As
in
in,
the
who's going to win it?
yeah, in the predictions video, me and Andrew went for the TBA. He went for Sasha Banks. Now went for Sonya Deville. Now that that's off the table, I've got no idea.
Who's in it again? Sorry, Matthew.
Asuka,
No,
Naomi,
No.
Alexa Bliss,
Maybe.
Nikki Ash,
Maybe.
Liv Morgan.
No.
Yeah, well, a lot of people online seem to have some getting behind her, but I don't know.
Okay.
That's just heart over head, you know.
Something overhead. Zelina Vega. She goes up and gets a briefcase and says "unions" or something.
There is no. No, Zelina Vega's not winning. There's no way.
She might do. Might be
think?
like a welcome back gift.
Wow, what a gift.
Natalia.
Nah,
No. She's
Well,
won it
no.
before, which I always forget.
has she?
I think
Did
I
she?
think so. I'm not sure now.
No.
Oh no. Oh no, I've made myself.
Carmella's won 2-1.
Yeah. No, Bailey
what-
won one.
Alexa Bliss won 1.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that it?
Did she?
She's won the Divas title. She won the SmackDown Women's title. She won the Women's Tag title with Tamina.
I'm so wrong. I think I'm wrong.
Did Bliss
Yeah,
win
but
one?
you're good with it, so it's alright.
Bliss won one, yeah.
And cash
She
it on the
held
same night,
She
yeah.
held it like that. I remember she held it like
Yeah.
that in a sassy way.
Carmella won it twice. Which I thought was a magnificent bit of poo-housery there from WWE.
Yeah.
Did not
back-
go down well at all with
backtracked it.
people. Anyway,
You kind of do that for the first ever one, Matthew. Scandalous.
it did.
Do you know
They
what
did
I've
the
actually-
second one as well a week later.
Do you know why I've thought that? Because I think Sam once predicted that Natalya would win a Money in the Bank ladder match. And I think I've remembered that so strongly that I've counted it as a win in my head.
That is
The
outrageous.
power of persuasion.
That is an outrageous prediction to make, yeah. Carmella, Alexa, Bailey, Asuka. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, that's it, because Asuka didn't cash in.
Yeah.
Becky just went, have the title. I'm preggers.
The belt was in the briefcase.
Yeah.
Metaphorically.
Metaphorically and literally. Symbolism. So, yeah. It's hard to pick that, actually, the second
apparently
one.
Becky Lynch is going to be backstage, so they could do a bit where they... But then again, that would have been way more effective if TBA was Becky. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's weird, isn't it? Outside of that, I have high hopes for Lashley Kingston. I think it'll be a good match. Like seeing main event of Kofi Kingston. Everyone loved Kofi Mania.
Oh, no.
Very successful.
I'm worried you're going to be disappointed on the night.
Probably. But sometimes they get me hopes up because I do like the wrestling. What about yourself, Jack? Other than the Money in the Bank, what do you think's going to rock?
If they don't do silly things, then I think Rhea and Charlotte could have a fantastic match. But I'm worried they're going to do silly things. So I'm going to stick with my men's Money in the Bank ladder match prediction this time.
And what you got, Ross?
Yeah, men's is head and shoulders above the rest for me. But apart from
toes.
that, lovely bit of storytelling, I reckon, from Roman and that old-timer Edge.
Yeah.
Because the old lads always know how to tell a story better than the young lads, don't they? That's what we know in the wrestling.
Well, that's what the old time you say, yeah. Just saying. But yeah. It looks like a good show on paper.
It does.
It does. It could all go wrong.
I'm trying to think if they can add anything between now and
Excuse me.
then, but nah, I don't think they will. But it would be nice if Big E won. Not just because Big E should be at the top of the card, but it means he can get away from this bloody Apollo Crews feud.
And I would win, probably. Predictions.
Yes.
Who's Andrew gone for in the men's?
Oh, read out the field again. I forgot.
Rollins is in there. Drew's in there.
He's
he
gone for a
picked
triple
Rollins.
jump. I'm going to win.
Rollins.
He picked Rollins.
E.
To cash in on Edge, he went for. He went for Edge to win.
Edge to win. Andrew.
I think that's right. My mind's gone blank. I think I'm right.
He is taking risks. Interesting. Well, thanks everyone.
Well, that was a lovely long look. There we go. Said it right. At the week of wrestling, the letters, the Reese's Pieces, and everything else. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you had a lovely time enjoying it. Jack, what have you got on tap to keep people going until next week?
Twitch on a Wednesday. Oh, I've got a greatest of video that should be out now. I did one this week on Money in the Bank 2011 and why it's one of the greatest shows ever. That should be on the channel right now.
Ooh.
And also on Wednesday at 6 p.m, I'll be streaming with Owen. We will start our new season now in League 2. It might be a bit more of a transfer heavy one though. It might be more of a chat with transfer activity going on in the background. We'll see. That's on Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Ooh. And Ross, what have you got?
I would like to apologise for people who watched me on FIFA doing Twitch streams because I forgot this week. I was reorganising the office and moving tables and whatnot ahead of people.
You were doing a pictures video with me when you realised.
Yeah, it was just before downstairs. I was helping Adam move some stuff, and then I was just like, "Oh my god, what time is it?" He was like, "It's about 1:15, Ross." And I was like, "Oh, I've just missed my stream." So I'll get back there Wednesday, 1 p.m. BST. We'll do some sort of FIFA thing. Outside of that, what have I got? Just WTF moments will be coming back for Money in the Bank on Monday. Yeah, and then hopefully next week I'll be presenting a punishment video with Andrew taking the punishment rather than him presenting the video and me taking the punishment, which this time is Money in the Bank chops. So there's what I've got coming up then.
Oh, who's doing the chops?
Everybody who
feel
works
anything.
for Cultaholic, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. That's
Well,
the one that worked for triple.
Yeah.
And with any luck, no, plug your Twitch, Maffew. Okay, I will. I will be streaming Earthworm Jim through there, and on Saturday 6 p.m. Thank you very much to Retro Gamer, by the way, for plugging the Cultaholic stream loveliness. It was myself who got a plug there because of obviously the old nerds love seeing the old games being played and arguing about which version of Aladdin's better and whatever. So hope you can stay for that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this time next week, we'll be together again.
Hopefully so. Obviously, we'll have to keep an eye on the government regulations, but as things stand, next week should be the first podcast in person in a long while.
Plans could change, lads. Plans could change.
Cards subject to change. But you know what? I'm very happy that next week it could be coming home.
The podcast.
Referring to this podcast, of course. Very tenuous there, but whatever.
God.
Get your kicks in when you can. Thank you very much. I've been Maffew. That's been Jack. This has been Ross. You have been the audience. You can, of course, send in your thoughts and queries and everything else to mailbag@cultaholic.com and vote the prestigious Hall of Fame at patreon.com/cultaholic. But for now, we'd like you to end this show by either closing the tab or putting your hand up to your webcam and say those famous words. 1, 2, 3.
Join us. Oh.
Look at that cow.
No,
Look how small that cow is. Look how amazing that is.
And join us also.
Join us.